how are we doing today? I hope this is treating you well because we got a lot to cover today. Shout out to you. I appreciate you being here. Listen, y'all could be anywhere in the world right now, but you chose to be here and I appreciate it. So please smash the like button because we got a lot of stuff to cover. Mainly Andrew Tate, of course. All right, because this guy, he again, all right. The more he talks, the more I'm starting to think this whole house arrest and letting them be under city lockdown is probably done on purpose. Okay, because there has never been a bigger damage done to Andrew Tate's reputation than Andrew Tate himself. Okay, allow me to explain. Listen, I feel as though that this man has caused more headaches for his legal team, has caused more damage, and pretty much, generally speaking, an overall uphill battle that now not only he and his brother has to face, but also his lawyers and his family members that depend on him as well. All right, and the thing is, before when he was in prison, yeah, he'd talk on Twitter and whatnot. He'll do these little cryptic posts and here and there, right? And people react to it and whatnot. But it wasn't too crazy because there wasn't a whole lot you can reveal in a text message, organized by a media team. But when he got off on house arrest, right? That's when the talking and the chatter, it went on 10. Now think about this. Listen, I have never been someone who's been persecuted by the Matrix. All right, listen, I'm pretty sure you guys who are watching right now, some of y'all have not been persecuted by the Matrix. Okay, but listen, if you were being attacked by the Matrix, all right, and you just got out of jail and you're on house arrest, what would be the first thing you do, right? Would it be maybe hunkering down and maybe consulting with your legal team, being around family, just generally appreciating the fact that you have that freedom? Or B, do a massive media tour, pretty much trying to, throw smear and dirt in the whole campaign of your reputation to make it seem as though these charges that they're hemming you up on is completely bogus, right? No, not that they had things misconstrued. No, it's all a complete lie fabricated by the Matrix in order to get you. Listen, I'm sorry, but if I was being attacked by the Matrix, I'm not going with option B. I'm keeping my mouth shut. Okay, so the more I think about this, the more I'm starting to think that realistically, I think putting the Tate brothers on house arrest and letting them have some level of control really expose who these guys really are, bro. I mean, the amount of self-snitching doesn't stop, okay? And yes, him and his brother, they've been doing numerous interviews. Recently, they did an interview with a Romanian journalist, okay? And Andrew Tate let something slip because he always does that when he runs his mouth. And it had to do with the cars. Now, this is something that has been kind of circulating around the Twitter space and, YouTube for a while, right? Matter of fact, we're even going to react to a video on this because Common Sense Skeptic did a great video on this, all right? And we got to get through it because he did a great breakdown. But we have to talk about Andrew Tate finally admitting in that interview by that Romanian journalist, right, that he actually doesn't own these cars. Now, this is significant for multiple different reasons, right? Because A, it takes the wind right out of the sails of a lot of these tater tots, right, that go in and say, at least he has a Bugatti, at least he owns all these supercars, right? No. He never owned any of that. He rented those, okay, so you can get a false impression of him as he's some kind of mega rich gazillionaire. I'm sorry, he said billionaire. Like, if you believe that bullshit. So you can believe the image that Andrew Tate has carefully crafted for you guys, right? And that's essentially the problem. He basically took fake it till you make it on a whole different level. You realize what this is? He's no different from a Mr. Organic. Y'all know when we did the Mr. Organic saga, that was crazy, okay? He's no different than Mr. Organics. They would rent cars, and I won't be surprised if everything else around their lives were also rented, right? They would rent these things just to sell an image. And here's the other thing it exposes. It exposes how gullible the internet is when it comes to, seeing things, right? Because listen, when it's proven that people would just believe what they see rather than checking things and fact checking it and doing the research, right? As long as someone's making enough noise and the people who are following them are making enough noise, more and more people are just likely to fall in line and believe the bullshit that is Andrew Tate. But the fact that he just admitted that he doesn't own these cars, that's crazy. Now, before we get into the interview with the journalist, because guys, hunker down. Listen, I tell you every time. First of all, please get the likes up, because reacting to one of these Andrew Tate interviews, it literally, you're losing brain cells. Like, I'm pretty sure I'm down to my last 5 right now. And listen, I'm about to lose another one tonight on one of these interviews, because again, it's more of the same old that you see him do on Tucker. It's more of the same old that you see him do on Candace Owens, Patrick Bet-David, and all these other fraudulent right-wing conservative so-called media that are interviewing this guy, right? It was pretty much more along the same lines. He was going around talking about, oh yeah, they're after me, I'm innocent, that's why I need. But the journalist managed to ask the question about his cars, and we got to dive into that. But before we do, I got to go into the little bit of research that I found, because it all started with a tweet, as all research do. It started with one tweet, okay? Because after Tate said that on the interview, I started thinking. I was like, wait a minute, hold on, time out. He rented these cars. Where on earth could he rent these things from? All right, so I got this tweet and I was looking at it because I had to pretty much kind of verify it. R. Louise 215, shout out to you for the $2 super chat. Top G is really rental G, yeah, bro. This guy, I mean, the lies. Can you believe it? The amount of lies. I'm telling you, the internet 2023. I'm telling you guys, it's so easy to fake a lifestyle, and it's so easy to get a bunch of guys to believe it. It's actually kind of sad. It's not even funny anymore. You talk about using the Matrix, right? I mean, Andrew Tate knows how to do this to a goddamn T. It's ridiculous at this point. We got another one. M. Dot with the $5 super chat. M. Dot says, what a shocker. Tate doesn't own a Bugatti. Facts. The one major thing he was using to flex on everybody, he actually doesn't own. He doesn't own any of it. All right. And it's funny because, Tate would be the guy you would actually suspect. Well, maybe he does own that, right? Because it seems like he's bringing that kind of money. But I think the closer you look at this guy's wealth, I don't think he's as rich as he says he is, right? So we got Agent Smith of the Matrix, all right, says, how did Tate at Cobra Tate fool everyone that he is rich, right? That's a great question. 23 supercars, right? So we looked at the thread, and I ended up clicking on this because this little website came up, right? TheCannonRun.com. And I'm like, what the hell is TheCannonRun.com? Let's take a look at it. Oh, shit, there it is. Oh, wow. All right, so it looks like a website where you can rent supercars in the UK in Europe, because they're the leading driving holiday company, right? So I mean, look at that. Look what they're doing here, right? They got all this stuff going on, right? So we're looking at all this. I mean, this is what it is. Just you got to fake your lifestyle, right? So this potentially could be one of the companies he's getting these supercars from, right? And honestly, that would suck, because think about it, right? You're a company and you realize that one of your best clients just got majority of your fleet confiscated by the Romanian government, all because he couldn't shut his mouth and started bragging about all of his trafficking crimes, right? Imagine the amount of money, because what they say the cars were worth, right? Was it like 3 million or 4 million or something like that, right? In car collections, right? All 4 million of that gone out the goddamn window. Say bye-bye to your investments. I mean, this guy, whatever he touches just turns to dirt, bro. Like, you guys got to wake up on this. So that's what we're looking at here. Let's get to this interview, because it's absolutely interesting and it's a stomach full. So I think we might as well just start with that, debunk more of Tate lies, okay, while we get to the ultimate truth that this guy doesn't own shit.
And there are some extremely motivated individuals who are trying to damage my life, not because I'm a bad person, not because I'm guilty of anything, but purely because of my influence. So,
Romanians?
Well, it's a Romanian judicial system now, which I'm putting my faith in. I have faith in the judges to do the right thing. But ultimately, it's Romanian prosecutors and DCOT which decided to do this. But I don't think that all in all, this is Romania's fault. I think that when you reach a certain height, anywhere in the world, certain things can happen. That's what I truly believe.
Who's your enemy?
I don't know if I have enemies. I don't think it works that way. I think you just become, and it's not only me, I'm not the only person in the world who's ever gone through this. I don't think it's about enemies. I think it's about you become a target for very ambitious people. And it can work from the legal side and the criminal side of the world. If I'm an extremely wealthy, well-known person, I'm a target for a mafia gang or a robbery gang or criminals.
What are you talking about? That was oddly specific, dog. When you're a wealthy person, I'm an obvious target for criminals, all these mafia gangs and whatnot. It's just listen. Why am I hated? It's because I'm rich. Okay, I'm just the arrogance, the goddamn arrogance off of this guy. It's not even funny. Look, her eyes just closed because she's just getting a face full of his arrogance, just smashing right there, and it burns her eyelids, bro. She can't help but to close them bitches. Listen. What are you talking about, my guy? You see what Tate likes to do? It's all just deflection, right? Why did they hate you? And you see, and this woman is in on it, right? I'm pretty sure she's getting paid to do this, right? She's in on it. But listen, it's like, bro, you really want to go there, Andrew Tate, huh? You really want to go there? Oh, they just hate you because you're wealthy, right? It's not because they dislike the methods you use to get your wealth in the first place, or the pretty much insensitive crap you've been spewing about on social media and podcasts. Case in point, you going around saying depression isn't real. How is that prison cell working out for you, huh? You get enough prayers to Allah yet, huh? Because you're supposed to be doing it 5 times a day. And word on the street is, Andrew, you don't pray 5 times a day. You just want to lay around in your boxers pretending you're reading the Quran. By the way, you're not supposed to be posting pictures like that, buddy. All right? Just because you're posting pictures, making it look like you're reading the Quran, doesn't mean you actually understand what's going on, right? Y'all remember that? He posted a photo of him shirtless, just laying on the bed with the Quran right there, just on the stomach, right? Just sitting there, just pretending to read it. It's like, hey, you're not supposed to be showing skin, buddy, especially while you're holding a holy book. But apparently you're a Muslim, right? You freaking weirdo. But anyways, go back to it, okay? Listen, dude. It's the shit you've been saying online. People have a problem with that, okay? And they have the freedom and right to criticize you, because freedom of speech, again, doesn't mean freedom of consequences. You dig? All right? So, and then we go into the whole rich part and how you made your money. There is an ongoing case pending trial of you being indicted for sex trafficking and raping of a minor. Listen, dude. I'm sorry, trafficking of a minor and grape. That's completely separate. I don't know, but with that kind of resume and a lot of evidence provided by you on the internet, I think you can see it's pretty easy for people to look at that guy, right, and say, maybe he's got a few screws loose, maybe he's got some problems, but that guy's not a good guy. It's not because you are, maybe it is because you are who you are, a fucking criminal, dog.
And you can also be a target for a prosecutor or someone else trying to make a career. So that's what happens when you become very large and you become very successful. I'm not the only person who suffered from this. I don't blame Romania for it. I have faith in the Romanian judicial system. I have faith in the judges to understand what's really happened and it all to be thrown away.
He has to say this, by the way. He absolutely has to say this because, listen, anybody who's smart, you're listening to what he says. He's pretty much, when he's talking about the Matrix out to get him, well, who's got him locked up right now? Clearly, the Romanian government, all right? They got him locked up. Who has he been pretty much ridiculing and lambasting all over the internet? The Romanian government. See, when he can go out and spread all that stuff when he's trying to get his fan base galvanized, to hate against the Matrix. But then when he's trying to get into a serious interview and he knows that the prosecutors and lawyers and people who are connected are going to be watching this, he has to say that, right? Oh, well, I think the Romanian government is great. And then two minutes later, I moved here because of corruption, and I can't believe the Romanian government will lock me up for my freedom of speech, right? It's like, bro, make up your damn mind because you're not making sense.
I know what I've done and what I haven't done. God knows what I've done and what I haven't done. So I don't really think of it as enemies. I don't think these people are my enemies. I think you just become a large target at a certain level of influence, and that's the way the world works. It'd be very asinine and pretty childish for me to sit and think, I want to be extremely successful and I want to have all these amazing things in my life and I want to work very hard and everybody to know my name, and that's going to come with absolutely zero downside. I think that would be a pretty immature way to view the world. I think that there's balance, there's yin and yang, and there's a bunch of positives from fame and influence, And there's some negatives, and we've experienced some negatives.
And congratulations, Tate. He's now learning the first ever lesson of media. Not all publicity is good publicity. Listen, I know the TikTok era and social media era, right? We're living in it right now. And you got all these guys running around thinking, if I just do the most shocking things and get as much eyeballs, who cares, right? As long as I'm getting the views. And Andrew Tate, let's not lie. You have been banking all of that shock because you've been the biggest shock jock on the internet, saying all these ridiculous things to go ahead and get your name shotgunned out there. All right. So when you finally realize that all that fame and money wasn't worth the self-snitching you did to get there, now all of a sudden it's like, you just gotta expect a couple level of hatred that comes with your success. No. Listen. You live by the sword, you die by the sword. This is exactly how you came up, okay? You came up trying to be a shock jock, saying all these outlandish, outrageous things, right? You also want to be the cool James Bond, what is that guy's name? What do we call it? I'm forgetting his name, but still, you want to be looked at as that ultra cool guy that's involved in the mafia. He's a fighter. He's all this. He's Bruce Wayne and all these action figures wrapped into one. You wanted to be that so bad. You sold that lifestyle. Now, whether it's true, all the sex trafficking bragging you were doing on these podcasts, whether that's true or not, it's meant to be found out in court. But there's a strong likelihood that it is going to be found out in court because, what are the chances, huh? The pimping shit you've been bragging about, all that stuff, you're actually getting indicted for that very same thing. And it's not just one country that has that same pattern of behavior, but you got 2 other countries which you engage in similar behaviors, right? So this is a thing that you do, okay? So if you got rich off of saying crazy things, doing ridiculous things online, why are you shocked now that those are the very same things taking you down? Huh? Let's just be honest. Let's be honest, okay? You brought this on yourself.
And all you can do is tell the truth and wait for the justice system to do its job.
It was your choice to come to Romania.
Correct.
Why?
I love Romania and I love Romanian people. And I think that the Western world now is suffering massively and is in decline. And I think it's because they've adopted newthink and woke ideologies, which are destroying everything, which is fundamental about the fabric of society. I think that families are destroyed. I think that the education system is teaching children things they shouldn't know. I think that society is getting more dangerous. Crime rates increasing, price of living is increasing. I think that the Western world is suffering massively. And what I loved about Romania when I came here 7 years ago is that it's quite traditionally conservative minded. A lot of the woke insanity you'll see in America won't fly here, won't be accepted here. And I hope they stay that way. I hope Romania protects itself and protects its ideologies and stays a Christian country and makes sure that this new poisonous agenda is not widely adopted. We'll see as things happen over time. But
that was the biggest sack of shit I have ever heard. You see how he's so desperate to tie his own movement to conservatives? Are you guys seeing that? How this guy is so desperate to tie his entire movement to conservatives? Bro, no. We got you on tape. We got you in 4K actually breaking down the real reason you moved to Romania. You said it was because of the corruption. You said that. Hold up. Can I pull this up real quick, chat? I want to just, run this back. And before you guys say, oh, dude, it's an out of context clip. It's an out of context clip. Shut up, Tater Tots. Okay, listen. This is Tate. This was last year. Let's actually listen to him and what he thinks about moving to Romania versus fast forward 2023 Tate and the bullshit he's saying.
In Romania?
Yeah, I know you have like businesses and things going on there, but why there?
Because Western society is degraded and Western society is more corrupt. I think the Western world, there's something that very much angers me about the Western world. I don't feel comfortable here. I don't like the way it functions and operates. I think it's the most corrupt, disgusting, degraded societies on earth. There's nothing left besides money and corporate agenda. And I like living in countries where, one, there's some kind of moral fiber beyond the dollar. And two, I like living in countries where corruption is accessible for everybody. So in Romania, where I happen to live, it's the most Christian country on earth. There's churches everywhere. people see a higher power beyond simply just money and government. They believe in God. That's another reason I like spending time in Dubai. It doesn't matter if it's Allah or God or whatever you want to call him. I like that. And also I like Eastern Europe as a whole because corruption's far more accessible. I find it offensive that a police officer in England will stop me for speeding and then refuse to take a bribe and pretend that no, but I'll tell you why. Because he'll sit there and go, no, this is the law and order, and pretend that the law means something and fuck me over. But if you're a billionaire or if you're Boris Johnson, you can go to Epstein's Island. You can fucking throw.
Why the specification on Epstein's Island, bro? Like, why? Like, is that what you want to do when you become a billionaire? Hopefully be on one of those flight logs. Joe, this guy has been giving you signs and you have not been paying attention, bro. So listen to him. He's talking about all of the corruption in Romania and all it can have, right? Because fuck the West. The West is just it's just degraded so far that I don't even know what to do anymore. You know what? So I'm just going to go to Romania and further degrade it by participating in corrupt activities. Red pill logic. Why Epstein's Island though, Tate? Like, it's so weird, right? I mean, what is with this obsession with Jeffrey Epstein, dog? Like, come on.
Parties during COVID. You can do whatever the fuck you want, right? So the whole idea of law and order is a lie. The whole idea of it's bullshit. It's just about if you're high enough, you can throw it all away. I'd rather be in a society where if I'm in Prague and they stop me for speeding and they say, bro, you were speeding. Oh, here's $50. All right, cool. Bye. If corruption exists, which it does, let us all play. Why do only they get to play and I don't get to play? So you live in England and they're going to come around and spout law and order at you all day long. But the elites, they ignore all law and order. It's always been bullshit. It's always been lies.
Yeah, they got you, buddy. They got you. Fast forward to what he's saying now about why he moved to Romania.
Here. And I hope they stay that. I think that the Western world is suffering massively. And what I loved about Romania when I came here 7 years ago is that it's quite traditionally conservative minded. A lot of the woke insanity you'll see in America won't fly here, won't be accepted here. And I hope they stay that way. I hope Romania protects itself and protects its ideologies and stays a Christian country and makes sure that this new poisonous agenda is not widely adopted.
Again, what happened? Where did all the corruption talk go? Where did all the corruption talk go? You see how, you see how he's so desperate to tie himself to the conservative movement, right? Oh, yeah, because it's all about this liberal brainwashing agenda. Like, we want to make sure Romania stays far away from that because, you know, the West, right, they have all these brainwashing. They get all these liberals. They're going too far and ruining society. So that's why I come here and then run a sex trafficking operation and also traffic minors and bribe politicians and higher ups. Oh, wait. Like, yo, come on, bro. Come on, Tate. Really, dog? Do you expect anybody to believe this? Right? They got you in 4K, bro. Kev Rowe University Live. Shout out to you for the $10 super chat. He didn't own any cars. No, he didn't. It was done through. It was all done through a different company, bro. Like, this guy has lied about a lot of things in his life. More D with the $5 super chat, Duke. It wasn't his words that got him. It was his criminal actions. Logan Paul always talked crap, but it wasn't until he scammed he got in trouble. That's facts. That's facts. It was. I mean, he not only talked the talk online, but he's being indicted for it. Because look at it. Who else in the manosphere bragged about being a pimp? Who else in the? Can I think of a person in? Who else in the? Oh, this guy. Yeah, right. If this guy was a real pimp, I'm pretty sure there'd be evidence about it right about now, right? So you can just safe to say that this guy just likes to, brag. I mean, don't get me wrong. Tate likes to brag too, but with Andrew Tate, there's actual evidence to prove a lot of the stuff that he was saying. So much so, it's a lot more than just talking. It's actually legit. He actually did these things because they have evidence now. So, your actions are going to get you in trouble.
We'll see as things happen over time. But I loved Romania. I think it's a beautiful country. It's got beautiful nature. It's safe. It's a very safe place. I feel safe here. And I have nothing bad to say about it. The people have always been very friendly to me, very nice to me. I've never had any problems from Romania or with Romania ever. So I came here to visit and I just loved it. And I love the old-fashioned ideology of people. I kind of liked that about the world because I think in America
more right-wing dog whistling.
Now we have this new way of thinking, and it's genuine.
Yo, you know what bothers me about this interview? What the fuck is Tate looking at, bro? You notice that? What's over here? What's over here? Why can't you look at the person interviewing you? Why are you looking over here, dog? Pay attention to your interview. It's almost like he's scared to look women in the eyes or something like that, right? For a manly guy as you are, right? Why can't you just look at and make eye contact with the person you interview? What's over here? Hey, what's over here? What are we doing? What's bad? Is there? Clearly, in this case, there's a camera, so he's looking directly at it. But in the last interview he did with Candace Owens, it was just weird. He's over here just, so, I'm an innocent man, and, I believe the Romanian government is out to get me, and I think they're trying to, ruin my image, and I'm totally innocent of all the charges, and, it's all total BS, all right? The people that came out, it's all false. I can prove it's all false. It's like, wait, I'm over here, buddy. What's up? Huh? It's like, what are you looking at? Come on.
Genuinely insanity. I think people are on the borderline of insanity.
I've seen some statements made by you during time regarding Romania.
Yeah.
Have you thought back then, when deciding to come to Romania, that is maybe easier to rule here the world?
Not at all. I made some statements, but I think a lot of them were taken out of context because I made very many long television shows.
Sure.
And it's been cut down to something small.
Television shows? What? You've made very long. What long television? What television shows? You mean a short stint on Big Brother that you got kicked off for? And the reason you got kicked off for it was because they got you on camera beating Vivian up with a belt. All right, what was it that short stint you did? What long show? What do you see? More lies that he's telling, dude. Like, what are you saying? They took you out of context, out of the long television shows? No. I think you're in context. You're directly within the context, okay? The video that they pulled where you're literally bragging not only about your trafficking nonsense, but also teaching guys how to also be traffickers like you, okay? You gave a step-by-step detailed account on how to get a dude to pimp out his girlfriend and recruit more girls, right? You broke it down. You were even using pimp lingo, all of that. So what out of context are you talking about? Like, the context I see is you being a scumbag. That's what it is. You trying to be an internet pimp. You've told numerous stories. Matter of fact, the first time you told a story, wasn't that on Fresh and Fit's channel? That was on Fresh and Fit's channel. I remember it like it was yesterday, right? Where you went on Fresh and Fit, bragged about why you left the UK because you were facing charges in the UK and you fled the UK to Romania. Matter of fact, let me pull this up real quick.
Romania, and everyone goes, "Why Romania? Are you Romanian or is your family Romanian?"
Let's talk about that real quick. I know they're gonna ask, Andrew, why are you going to Romania? Can you tell?
Yo, common sense, that's fast. Shout out to you. Right? He says, this is 100% jury softening in advance of the trial. Yeah. And you notice he's been on a nonstop media blitz. And I've been telling you guys, Andrew Tate is worried, dude. This guy is confident. This is the old Andrew Tate, all right? The new Andrew Tate we see now, this is a guy who is, where's the photo? Let me bring this up right here. The new Andrew Tate we see, this is a guy who's scared. He's doing multiple media rounds trying to sway as much public opinion as he can, pretending like videos like this don't exist.
What's safe for YouTube, I guess.
Yeah. I was in England. I got tired of England. I had to decide to move somewhere, and I'd fought in Romania a few times. And I decided to go to, in fact, I'll tell you this whole story. All right, let me tell you the whole story. Let me tell out in public.
Let's go down memory lane.
Let's go down. Let me give out all my world secrets because I'm on my biggest podcast yet, so I might as well tell all my secrets, right?
There you go.
He's on his biggest podcast yet. If this isn't proof that Fresh and Fit were solely responsible for catapulting Andrew Tate to the level of fame that he is right now, I don't know what else to tell you. But at the time, Fresh and Fit were it. They gave this guy a voice, like a megaphone to their army of incels.
So this is a long story, right? So I had the webcam business. So a lot of people are very curious about how the webcam business worked. So basically, I was sitting there after I retired from fighting, and I thought I need to get rich today. So I'm Googling up and I'm researching like what is money? How does the central bank? Because I thought if I want money, the first thing I need to do is understand what money is.
Right.
Most people don't know what money is.
Facts.
Right? How does money work? How does a bank work? Where does money come from? So I started like just going down the rabbit hole. And the more I learned about money, the more mad I got because I realized it's trash and fiat ain't real. And they just print it from the sky. So I'm like, not only is it garbage, I don't have any. I don't have any garbage. What?
So we're not gonna talk about the fact my boy got a really, really tight ass, super low cut shirt, bro. Like what is this? Like no one's gonna talk about how tight this is, bro. I feel like if he sneezes, them buttons coming off, bro. One probably smack fresh in the eye. Like no one's gonna talk about this. Like what are we doing, bro?
So I was furious, right? So I'm watching this YouTube video and they're talking about assets, liabilities, blah blah blah. And I'm sitting there trying to find a way to get rich. And I decided to write down all my assets on a piece of paper. I had like a Range Rover. I had an apartment under mortgage. I had like 10 grand in the bank. That's it. So I'm writing down my assets. I knew I was big and strong, but I was already fighting. And then when I was writing down assets, I realized with my fight career, because I was traveling the world, all I do is because I always win, because I'm sexy. When you win, it's almost like a given, right? The ring girl's yours.
By the way, we know we know the kind of opponents he was fighting. They weren't like top tier opponents. This guy he was fighting tomato cans, dog. That's all he was. People would literally not even. They were getting their debut into the fight, and he was fighting them. So when he's bragging about beating people up, it's no difference than like someone who beats people up in a boxing gym but never actually competes. That's what he does. Like this is crazy.
When you win, you smash. Like they ain't fucking a loser. But if you win, so I had all these girlfriends. I had girlfriends in France, Slovakia, Germany, all these hot chicks, and they thought I was the big millionaire world champion, right? They thought I was living in London with a Ferrari, and I'm still texting them, and they thought I was living the big life.
Damn.
So I was like, well, I could open a strip club, but that takes money.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I need overheads, I need money. Da-da-da. How can I use these women to make me money? I don't want to put them on the track because they're my women. I don't want other people touching my chicks.
Put him on a track is a pimp lingual, okay? Put him on a track is essentially putting these women out in the streets. And he follows it up by saying, they're my women. I don't want anybody else touching them, all right? So just keep that in mind. He's using pimp lingo even on his biggest podcast ever at the time when he was on Fresh and Fit.
Mm-hmm.
And by coincidence, I'm just Googling things up, and I discovered this webcam website. And I'd never heard of webcam before. This is a long time ago as well. It wasn't as big as it is now. Now everyone knows about OnlyFans, all this shit. Like 8 years ago, 7 years ago, whenever this was, it wasn't nearly as big. And I found this little webcam thing, and I was like, this might be some money. So I text all my girlfriends. I think it was 5 of them. Text all 5 and said, you're all coming here to live with me and work with me. None of them knew about each other. Bro, Tristan will tell you the story. He'll tell you. All 5 flew in, picked them all up. They're all sitting there. I sat them around the same table. bro, I need to get paid. Right? I'm broke now. I'm retired from fighting. I have no money. I'm running out of money. So I put them all around the same table, and I was like, look, we're going to start a webcam business. You're going to stay. You're going to live in London. I'm going to look after you, and we're going to get rich. We're going to be a team. And they're all like, well, who's this bitch? I'm like, she's my girlfriend. She's my girlfriend. She's my girl. You're all my chicks. And you're going to stay here, and we're going to make some money. Big fight kicks off, blah, 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 blah. In the end, long story short, 3 left, 2 stayed. Those were my first 2 girls. And we started this little webcam business from my apartment. And it just grew and grew and grew. And it got to the point where at one point I had 75 women working for me in 4 locations.
Damn.
And I was doing $600,000 a month from webcam. So
this is in the UK.
This is in the UK.
Right?
This is in the UK.
It's in the UK. So when he talks about, this is a dedicated effort by multiple countries to try to take me down. No. It's the countries you committed these same crimes in, all right? So we're not even in Romania yet. He's bragging about webcamming in the UK, breaking it all down for the rest of us. Thank you so much, Myron, for specifying that so we don't take things out of context here.
Okay, but this leads into the story of why I moved to Romania. So at the height of my webcam pimping, I think I'm the king of the world, right? I have all these women, But the problem is my first 2 girls who worked for me because they loved me. I love this man. Right. I am with this man. We're a team. He's going to take me from the ghetto streets to the hotel suites, right? So we're working together. Yeah. But then once you get bigger, you start hiring girls who don't love you. They're in it for the money. So I had a whole bunch of girls working for me who weren't really about it. And then I had one girl, and she got too drunk one day, and she threw up in my apartment. I told her to clean up. She refused to clean up. Started being an idiot. So I took her stuff, threw out the window. Because it's like it's about that with women. You never hit a girl, right? Can't do that. But
We learned that the hard way last week.
You can't hit them. But if all the other girls see me be disrespected, they're going to lose respect for me.
Facts.
Right?
Yep.
So when she's like, I ain't cleaning that up, you get that. So I was like, look, I don't care. And she was my biggest earning girl. She made me on her own maybe $25,000 a month.
Oh, shit.
So I didn't want to fire her. And she knew I didn't want to fire her, which is more reason why I had to fire her ass. So I was like, all right, cool. You want to be a gangster? Right, you're a gangster. Got her shit. We're like high up. We're like high up, like here. It was just out the window. So throws her out the window. Got her by her 2 arms and marched her out the door, locked the door. End of it. She starts texting me, you owe me my last month's wages. You owe me my money. Give me my money. Did I text her back? I ain't paying you nothing. You threw up my blah, 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 blah. She went to the police.
Oh, shit.
And told the police I hit her when I didn't.
Whoa.
So it's
You threw her stuff out the window and physically grabbed her and removed her out of your apartment. Bro, you're not making it easier on yourself.
5 a.m, and this is about 4 months later. 5 a.m, 4 months later, I'm laying in bed. Girl here, chilling, living the life. And I heard the door, boom, 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 boom. And I don't know how I knew. I just knew it was police. The way they knocked that door, I was like, if you were going to rob me, you kick the door in, or you. This is just too obvious. And as soon as I heard that noise, I just paused for a second. I heard police, and I was like, man. I was like, but I didn't know what it was for, right? But there's a few things I can't say in the podcast. I've lived a varied life, right? I've done some things when I had to pay the bills,
right?
So I was a bit like, what's this going to be? So I like flush my phone down the toilet quickly, boom. Shit, I'm coming.
Whoa, an innocent man flushing his phone down the toilet. Why would you need? You're not doing anything illegal, right? So why are you running around flushing phones down the toilet and all these other things that could potentially be evidence if you're an innocent man, right? Why would you even be expecting the police to be knocking down your door, Andrew Tate? You see, your tater tots can watch this nonsense, all right? And they can sit there and make up as many excuses as they want for you. But the people who are smart and they're listening to what you're saying, they're just putting 2 and 2 together and saying, yeah, bruh, you were likely involved in some shit long before the cops came down your house. That's why you're panicking.
I'm coming. So I'm trying to hide shit. I'm looking around. What do I have to hide? Dude? Eventually, the door comes off the hinges. Boom. Police bust in. Yeah. Fully armored, helmet. Boom. The guy at the back had a clipboard of me standing there after one of my fights with a world title belt, and they sent like the big man squad, like the crazy man.
Yeah.
All the officers were like 6'6".
Yeah.
The big boys came.
Damn. They sent all the niggas to get you.
Yeah.
Leave it to Myron to just always, slip in the racial factor, right? Come on. I mean, dude.
They said the big boys. And I'm standing there like, okay. It's like, so I was like, who are you? And they're like, you're under arrest for a suspicion of assault of this dumb hoe. And I'm like,
wait, this is dumb hoe?
They didn't, but I'm going to protect her anonymity because I'm a nice guy. Dumb hoe. So I was like, I didn't touch that dumb hoe.
Yeah.
And the police were like, well, look, you don't talk to us. We just have to bring you in, talk to the investigator. So I went to the investigator. They kept me in a cell for a day and a half. They sent officers to raid my house, took all my electronics, took all my phones, all my laptops, went through my...
Does that sound familiar? It kind of sounds familiar what happened in Romania, right? I mean, come on. At some point, it starts becoming a coincidence, right, Andrew? Huh? Come on. All right. And now all of a sudden you're locked up because of one accusation. And authorities are raiding your house and taking the hard drives. Let's see where the story goes, because I feel like I've heard this before.
My entire personal life, found 11 new things to raise charges against me for.
Oh!
It's unrelated, because the original case got dropped because she had no evidence and she was lying, because all the other girls in the house went to on my behalf
and testified against her.
She's lying.
Yeah, right.
So like, okay, but we've been through his life. He has a Lambo and a bunch of pussy and he's enjoying himself. And that's not allowed in the Western world. Yeah. So we've been through his life and we found 11 new reasons to raise crap against him.
Okay, so you see how Andrew Tate is trying to lie and smooth over or the severity of his Romanian trafficking case right now? It's exactly what he's doing over here, right? Where he's saying, well, the original charge was dismissed because the girl was lying. I didn't hit her. All right, cool. But that doesn't mean that the probable cause, which was the report that they got from the woman that they used to raid your house and secured your electronics, the stuff that they took from your house, right? When they secured your electronics, they have the right to search it for more evidence, right? Because there's probable cause involved. So when they searched it, it didn't take much to put 2 and 2 together and say, hey, wait a minute. This guy might be running an operation here. So, Here comes 11 different things they can charge you with. It almost sounds so familiar that it's as if like you're going through the same shit right now in Romania. So you fled the UK once they realized that this guy may have like a serious trafficking ring running right now. You flee before they can hem you up on like serious charges. And that's the UK's fault. They didn't hold you or detain you while, they detained you for 1 day. And then the moment you got out, you fled. Okay. Same thing with Romania. 2 women complain to the embassy. Dicot raids your building. They secure your hard drives. And then they realize, holy shit, there is a lot more we can charge this loser with. That's for sure. And the moment you step foot back in Romania after your first arrest, right, they got you again. It's almost like you have this pattern of behavior, Andrew. Did you not see this? It's almost as if that some of the stuff may actually have some weight to it, right? These accusations you're being accused of, because clearly, according to you, this ain't your first rodeo. But let's get back to your pathetic interview with this journalist over here, all right? And let's just break down some more lies. And I know I have to do this, chat, because for some reason he's just allowed to get away with it. Like, no, we got to break it down. I'm sorry.
It's normal.
It's normal, yeah. And I talked about at length how I believe America is the most corrupt country in the world. And I believe that they start all the world's wars. And I believe that they're genuinely destructive. And anybody who understands what's happening right now in Ukraine understands how involved America is, or understands what's happening in Nigeria, understands how involved America is. And if you actually understand history and you analyze the world, you'll see every single conflict anywhere on the planet where anybody has ever died, ever, America's been involved. So I was talking about this at length, and somebody said to me, but you say America's corrupt, you live in Romania. Romania's corrupt. And I said, yeah, well, maybe Romania's corrupt for small things, but we're not starting wars all around the world.
No, that's not true. You came here to buy politicians, dog. You wanted to build your own matrix here in Romania. Stop lying.
And they cut that piece and say, yeah, he said Romania's corrupt. And they try and show the judge and try and keep me in jail with it. And it's very disingenuous.
You notice what he said? They tried to show the judge and keep him in jail with it, right? It's almost as if he's talking about this particular clip we just got done playing, all right? It's almost as if they were talking about that. And hold up, can I pull this back up? So that video where he was bragging about Romania and the corruption in Romania, it's almost as if the prosecutors are using those clips and using that as evidence against you, right? Because that's what he just said here. Let me just rewind it back, right? Let me run it back so you guys can listen to what he said, because it's again, you shouldn't be talking because you accidentally reveal a lot. Let's hear that one more time.
You live in Romania. Romania's corrupt. And I said, yeah, well, maybe Romania's corrupt for small things, but we're not starting wars all around the world. But then they cut that piece and say, yeah, he said Romania's corrupt. And they try and show the judge and try and keep me in jail with it. And it's very disingenuous. And that's the thing about the whole legal process, is that when people are trying to put you in jail, they have no interest in playing fair. They're very disingenuous, and they try very hard to convince the populace and convince the world and convince a judge that you're a bad person by taking very small clips of things you've said and editing them all together and putting this big file together. But the truth is, Romanian news for a solid month, head to toe, was coverage of me and my brother saying we're bad people. It was.
Jesus Christ. So now he's going with this whole out of context argument. That's what we're going to do, huh? The prosecutors took what you said about Romania and the bribing and the corruption, right? They took it out of context, right? They shortened the clip up and then, tried to, make you look bad. And then couple that with the Romanian media reporting on the indictment, right? Just making you look like the worst guy on the planet. No, it had nothing to do with you putting that image out there. It's just the media. Let's blame the media. The same media you're inviting into your residence to do more interviews that leads to more criticism of you because you can't stop lying. Let's play this one more time, chat.
You choose to live there
in Romania?
Yeah, I know you have like businesses and things going on there, but why there?
Because Western society is degraded and Western society is more corrupt. So I think the Western world, there's something that very much angers me about the Western world. I don't feel comfortable here. I don't like the way it functions and operates. I think it's the most corrupt, disgusting, degraded societies on earth. There's nothing left besides money and corporate agenda. And I like living in countries where, one, there's some kind of moral fiber beyond the dollar, and two, I like living in countries where corruption is accessible for everybody. So in Romania, where I happen to live, it's the most Christian country on earth. There's churches everywhere. People see a higher power beyond simply just money and government. They believe in God. That's another reason I like spending time in Dubai. It doesn't matter if it's Allah or God or whatever you want to call him. I like that. And also, I like Eastern Europe as a whole because corruption's far more accessible. I find it offensive that
he wants to go to a country with a good moral fiber, and then fast forward 2 sentences later, yeah, I like the corruption, right? You know, corruption's great. Why not? I want to be able to bribe people and cheat, right? Because, you know, Allah or God would definitely love that. They love, you know, raising a good little cheater over here because we can just bribe and step over other people. Why? If other people are allowed to cheat, why can't I be allowed to cheat? If they can sin, I can sin too, right? Huh? Come on,
police officer in England will stop me for speeding and then refuse to take a bribe and pretend that no, but I'll tell you why. Because he'll sit there and go, no, this is the law and order, and pretend that the law means something and fuck me over. But if you're a billionaire or if you're Boris Johnson, you can go to Epstein's Island, you can fucking throw parties during COVID, you can do whatever the fuck you want, right? So the whole idea of law and order is a lie.
So shame the poor cop that pulls you over, rightfully so, for speeding, all right? And because he's willing to uphold good values that society should uphold, because, you know, it's a good indicator of morals, right? You're pissed because you couldn't corrupt that moral cop. So now you want to be able to go to Romania and just find cops that don't give a fuck about the moral values of their country. So make it make sense why you're leaving the West again. You're leaving a worse off situation to jump into a frying pan? Is that what you're saying? Because right now, fast forward where we're at right now, it looks like things are heating up in that very same corruption country you've been bragging so great about, huh? But let's go back to what you're saying over here, because you speaking a different language to me, dog. You speaking a different language, dog.
The things you said and editing them all together and putting this big file together. But the truth is, Romanian news for a solid month, head to toe, was coverage of me and my brother saying we're bad people. It was my money gorilla on repeat over and over again. And here we are 6 or 7 months later. There are no videos of victims, no evidence of anything, no girls coming forward saying we've hurt them, zero. In fact,
wow, just blatantly lies. All of that he just said in rapid succession were all lies. Though he just lied right there. Those were all lies. There are absolutely video evidence. There are absolutely witnesses coming out. You got 2 of them filing civil charges against you in the UK alone. You got 2 that they got right now in Romania coming after you. They got nothing? Okay, fine. What about the witnesses you and your team tried to reach out to in attempt to influence while you were in prison? Oh, because you thought the Romanian government weren't already monitoring your calls and logs and realizing that, hey, this guy's trying to bribe witnesses. But wait a minute. According to Tate right now, he said they found 0 witnesses. Yo, the fact that he just blatantly lies like this, it's insane. Waterproof, shout out to you for $5 super chat. Mike's still dissing you, but you here talking about Tate. Why? What the F? Who the hell's Mike? I don't know who Mike is. Sounds like he's forgotten where he should be in the backlogs of YouTube, right? It just is what it is. Seems like somebody wants attention. You're not getting anybody. All right, listen, you had a chance and you flew too high. That's karma, bro. It is what it is. Mike, what? The one that had a channel? Boy, get that out of here.
The only girls they found are girls saying we're not victims, we don't want to be victims, decaut, remove us from the victim file. So I think over time, people are starting to realize as the sensationalism dies down that if we had done these heinous crimes, if we had done these bad things, there would be some evidence of it, and there's none. So, yeah,
Till the final proof, you're innocent.
Well, I'd like to believe that, and I'd like for people at home to believe that, and I think people now do.
Do you consider that in the public, that the general public thinks that you are not actually?
Yeah, 99%
The image that was created around you,
yeah, I think
or that you've created?
99% of people believe I'm innocent. I think
What? Another lie? You what? Yo, like this dude cannot keep his lies straight, chat. Yo, 99% of people believe you're innocent. Are you serious? Like, what kind of yo, bro, you definitely in the Matrix, dog. You are 100% in a Matrix, bro. Because that means what? You're not even living in reality right now. Get out of your own multiple social media accounts, all right, and just get out there in the real world. Conservatives don't like you. Even people in your own square and war room don't even like you. Hence, the people who are defecting and calling you out right now for your shenanigans. Bro, what? Like, he's just allowed to, okay, the more he's allowed to get away with this, the more I'm starting to realize this interview, all of this, right? You got CNN right there on the corner right there. This is all just a fluff piece. This is one giant fluff piece for Tate. I mean, the fact that she's not even pushing back as a Romanian journalist is just insane to me. This is wild that he's allowed to get away with this.
everybody thinking believes I'm innocent. The sensationalism at the beginning, which was purported by the media, was an attempt to slander our name, and it was also an attempt to find some disgruntled person who disliked us from the past to join this case, which didn't happen.
But it's an institution in Romania that is actually accusing you. It's normal for the media to try to explain that the accusations are of rape, of outrageous, of human trafficking, of creating an organized crime.
Of course. And I'm not mad at the media in any regard. I'm saying that at the beginning of the sensationalism, it's normal for people to see all this on the news and say, wow, maybe he's done something. But as time goes on and as there's no proof and as nothing comes out, people start to learn and realize that, okay, this was a media frenzy, as there should be, because it's an
What? No! You're gonna chalk all of this up to media frenzy? Are you high? What? No, yo! Wow! Oh my God! Oh my! He's just allowed to lie like this. That's just what. Yo, he's not even. Yo, chat. I don't even know what to say. This is all just one big media frenzy. So you're trying to make this criminal case more of a case of public opinion? Is that what you're trying to do? Yo, oh my God. Wake up and smell the mustard, bro. You're not getting out of this. All right, this is more than just a media frenzy. All right, this is more than that. This is real. All right, so the fact that he's just allowed to get away with this lie. Are you guys hearing this? What? Oh no, bro. And you know what's crazy? Their tater tots believe in this shit right now. That's the frustrating thing, bro. Their tater tots looking at this and say, yeah, that's right. Okay, they found nothing. Absolutely nothing. That's right. Yep. Yep. We're tater tots for life. It's like, bro, oh my God. Brother Jumpy, shout out to you for the $5 super chat. He says, stay the course of my tether, brother. These Tate streams have been informative and you spot on with the takes. Shout out to you. I appreciate it. Yeah, no, we don't. What Zesty Boy? Yeah, we can't talk about him no more. He doesn't even have his channel anymore. I mean, that's what happens, bro. If you out here just trying to take out people and things like that, and the way he went about it, your channel's not gonna last long, bro. And he got everything that was coming to him, and so everybody warned him, but he didn't want to listen. It is what it is. Like, look at this guy. Look at him. Look at his face, bro. Look at him. Talking about there's no proof. Wow. Listen, I'm realizing, Andrew Tate, right? Someone who talks about, telling the truth. He filters questions before he's even allowed to let you on and ask him or interview him, right? You have to submit a list of questions so they can filter things out and whatnot. I mean, I wonder how free that is.
Interesting case, right? Interesting case. Andrew, an American in Romania, is doing all these bad things. But I think most people know that we're completely innocent now, and I have faith in the judicial system to throw this away eventually. And you say innocent until proven guilty, which is why I said that's an interesting point, because...
That's a normal point.
Well, it's normal in democracies, and I must show respect to Romania, and I want to make this point clear. I think that the Romanian judicial system actually, in many ways, does a very good job because Romania is so safe. I walk around with $1 million watch driving a $5 million car, and I don't have to worry too much about people with AK-47s turning up and robbing me. Whereas in London, I would have genuine concerns for my safety. I wouldn't be able to wear expensive watches or drive fast cars because London is now so dangerous that you have to hide all of your wealth. But the reason for that is because the British justice system truly believes in innocent until proven guilty, so you're judged in absolute freedom. And in Romania, you're not. My brother and I spent 92 days in jail, 6 months on house arrest, all of our money taken, all of our things frozen, all of our cars gone. To say innocent until proven guilty, well, we've already been very severely punished, and we're continuing to be severely punished. Now I can't leave Bucharest. Okay. So I'm still being punished.
Ding, ding, ding. Now I can't leave Bucharest. Okay. So you're still being punished. Hey, okay. I feel like that goes against all the crap you and your brother have been spewing since you were allowed, to be off of house arrest, right? Oh, we're free. We're innocent. We're completely innocent, right? You ran around spreading that lie the moment they let you off a house arrest. And now here you are on an interview saying a completely different thing. Well, I'm still not free. Now I'm on the lockdown. Like, you think that's I'm still being punished. Say that one more time, Tate. Because I just say that one more time.
92 days in jail. 6 months on house arrest.
Okay.
All of our money taken, all of our things frozen, all of our cars gone. To say innocent until proven guilty, well, we've already been very severely punished, and we're continuing to be severely punished. Now I can't leave Bucharest. Okay. So I'm still being punished. So in the Romanian system, it's not truly innocent until proven guilty because the process is a punishment, and we're going through this process being heavily punished. And at the end, by the time we're proven innocent, okay, fine. We've already done jail time. We've already been on house arrest. We've already lost all our money. We've already lost all our cars. We've already lost everything. So it's different. But, and this is the thing where you have to be an extremely logical person, I then analyze and say, okay, well, in England, they won't do that. In England, you are truly innocent until guilty, but then you have to fear the criminals on the streets. So it's almost like a balance, right? Do you want to fear the law or fear the criminals? And if I had to be honest, I actually respect Romania for keeping the streets so safe. I think it would be immature for me to live here for so many years and enjoy the safety and then complain about how the judicial system preserves the safety of society. So I guess you just have to take the rough with the smooth. I guess that's how it goes.
We were discussing about the accusations, rape, human trafficking, organizing a crime group. Exactly. I have to look into your eyes and ask you, have you ever raped someone?
I have no need to rape anybody. And that's the thing that I think is pretty pertinently clear to the people at home. The rape was actually thrown out very early. I think it was in my first 30 days. It was thrown out because there's no evidence at all of it.
That's not true. That's not true. Remember, they dropped the rape and they dropped the other trafficking charges, and then they upgraded it and charged them all as a whole with rape and trafficking in continued form. So he's right that they dropped the rape charges, but they actually dropped it in favor of a more severe charge. Again, the tater tots who didn't read the indictment, they're not going to know this, right? They're going to say, oh, listen, they dropped the rape charge, so he must be innocent, right? Come on, guys. So what are we doing here, right?
It's just an accusation. So the rape was already thrown out. I have no need to rape anybody. I have no desire to rape anybody. And another thing I've actually realized through this whole process, I don't know of many Romanians, I don't think this is a phenomenon that happens so often in Romania, but in America, England, and these countries, rich, successful men being falsely accused of rape happens every day. I don't think in Romania, when a rich, successful man is accused of rape, do people realize that they're like, oh, this is unusual, this is a problem. But in England, this happens hundreds of times a week. Every footballer, every rapper, every movie star, anyone who's successful and rich gets accused of these things. And the population is far more likely to say, okay, whatever, because it happens all the time. It's an unfortunate side effect of being a wealthy, successful man. Ronaldo, during the World Cup, during the last World Cup, had 5 accusations of rape. He's trying to play the World Cup, and 5 girls appear saying he raped them years ago. It's just unfortunate, and it's something that happens.
So it's only about money, Andrew? It's only about money?
I don't think it's only about money, but when you're a very successful man and you're financially successful, and a woman can't get the money from you she wants, it's very likely, or it's very common, unfortunately, in the West, for them to then accuse you of rape or to...
Dude, shut up. Shut the fuck up. There are tons of wealthy men out there, and yet false accusations out there, yeah, they exist. Okay, no one's denying that. But we're talking about you. You're over here deflecting to everybody else, but you need to be pointing the fingers here, buddy. Okay, we're talking about you. You've had a history of engaging in the exact type of activities you're being indicted for. So for you to say, oh, well, when you're rich, you're a target, that's partially true, but you're leaving out the part where you made yourself a target by the shit that you were doing online. Just be real. I mean, come on. We're having an accountability, huh?
To say, well, at the time I wanted to be with him and I loved him and we had consensual sex, but now that he won't buy me handbags, I have now decided I didn't want to be with him and now it's rape.
Was this your case?
Yeah, absolutely. Completely. If I wasn't a successful person, none of this would have happened.
Did a woman ask for handbags and she didn't
Asked for a lot more than
receive?
handbags and she was declined. And then all of a sudden she was raped. And it's scary because in the Western world now, as a man, it's very difficult to protect yourself. Like, it's very scary if you're a man and a woman decides she wants to go on this vengeance path. How do you protect yourself? I mean,
that's not true. We got cameras. All right. No, like it's very difficult. The men can use the same legal system as against the women, and more. We just need more men to fight back against false allegations, right? So if you get falsely accused, but then you end up dropping it or selling out of court, well, it doesn't inspire much in other people to fight back. So yeah, men absolutely have avenues, and I'm sick and tired of this shit where these guys come out here and then tell you guys that you're powerless, right? Consistently telling you you're powerless without their help or their motivation or teaching. No, dude. Go read a law book and you'll understand how to fight fire with fire, bro. It is what it is. Don't let the, like, especially when they talk about, like, listen, part of the reason why people don't, especially in the black community, when we talk about custody with children and things like that, because that's what the red pill likes to talk about. Oh, well, you know, they give her primary custody of the kids. The reason why that happens in a lot of black families is because the black men don't really fight it out in court. They kind of just agree to these half-ass deals without even getting the court involved with their baby mamas that end up becoming detrimental over time. So realistically, if men were educated about how to properly use the legal means to be able to their advantage, it'd be a different world out there. But instead, we got them paying for your courses that teaches them a nothing and gets them ready for a nothing in the real world. So the fact that you still having to preach about how powerless men have it today, again, more cult behavior kind of manipulation going on right now. And it's honestly kind of weird.
At the time, everything's consensual. At the time, you're a couple. At the time, everything is perfect. And then retrospectively, she changes her mind in an attempt to destroy your life. Like I said, we can look now. There was a very famous footballer in England who recently just got released non-guilty. Johnny Depp and Amber Heard. Like, this is a big thing that happens all the time. And I think in Romania, it hasn't quite started to happen yet. Thank God. But that makes a judge more concerned. A judge is like, wow, okay, a rape accusation. Let's look at this. Whereas if the judge was seeing 100 fake rape accusations a week, they'd be far quicker to say, okay, there's no evidence, dismiss. So I guess.
What about human trafficking?
Yeah, human trafficking for TikTok. And that's another thing, right? You say human trafficking, you imagine people being tied up, chained, moved across borders, forced to do sexual work. Convinced.
Might be.
Yeah.
Is this the case?
No, my accusation is that, firstly, I don't understand how I can human traffic people from Bucharest. I mean, the two girls I'm accused of human trafficking are Romanians who've lived here their whole lives. They haven't gone anywhere. Traveled where? So that's the first thing that makes no sense at all. Secondly, they're saying I forced them.
Maybe going on the internet.
There's a point that we need to cover before he even gets into it, right? Because, again, what he just said is basically what I've been saying for a long time, right? You see how he describes a version of trafficking that almost plays out like the more severe form, right? People in chains, right? Like the Taken Liam Neeson type of deal, right? Oh, I'll find you and I'll kill you, right? Type of nonsense, right? A lot of times this has to do with education and the lack of education on when it comes to what trafficking actually looks like. Because Andrew Tate, if he was educated on this, he would know that a lot of the laws sitting on the books about trafficking, especially the type he's involved in, which is the lover boy method, okay? Those have existed before you were even a teenager, my boy. All right? They already wrote that in the book saying, hey, you know, there other forms of trafficking. Yeah, there are more severe cases like this one over here, but What about guys who like to ease women into it, right? What about guys that like to trick women into that, right? Let's include that. So the fact that he's sitting there talking about, well, just because I was being nice on TikTok, I mean, doesn't mean I actually trafficking. No. Your method that you explained was absolutely trafficking. Absolutely trafficking, bro. You took girls that wouldn't have otherwise done webcamming, all right? You took them, brainwashed them, and got them to do it anyways for financial gain. And you don't even love them. That's trafficking.
Firstly, I don't understand how I can human traffic people from Bucharest. I mean, the 2 girls I'm accused of human trafficking are Romanians who've lived here their whole lives. They haven't gone anywhere. Traveled where? so that's the first thing that makes no sense at all. Secondly, they're saying I forced them.
Maybe going on the internet?
Well, I think for human trafficking, you have to transport somebody. These are people who are Romanian, born in Romania, and are still in Romania. So it doesn't even make any sense. It's certainly a reach. It's pretty desperate by the prosecution. They're trying to say that I told these girls how to make TikTok videos and I forced them to.
Did you?
Well, no, I gave advice on how to become famous on social media. Because I'm famous on social media.
I know.
So
everybody
wants
knows.
advice, right? So women come to me, men come to me. I said to the judge, I can give you examples of 100 men who I told what time to post on TikTok and what time to get famous on social media. Men and women come to me. And they're saying I did this for financial gain, but there's not a single shred of financials in the file. They haven't shown $1 that I've made from this.
The reason why they haven't shown it, because unlike you being a blabbermouth and letting the media know exactly what you're guilty of, all right, they're just keeping their cards close to their chest. Oh, I'm pretty sure they're gonna uncover all those records. They seized your Bitcoin. They got your bank at this point, bro. They got it. They will find that link if they haven't already, bro. All right, so you just sitting here blatantly lying is not going to help your case. I mean, just like the easy, it just rolls off the tongue easy for this guy. I just can't believe it.
I was simply giving advice, and what happened was they attacked me. They threw me in a jail cell. They tried very hard to find something real. Something real didn't exist. So they are forced to charge me with what they have, and what they have is that I've helped 2 of my friends get famous on TikTok, and those 2 girls are saying we're not victims.
I will stop you for a second just to tell me how was in the prison.
I have to be fair to Romania, and I have to be fair that the guards were very professional. And I also think the guards were actually quite apologetic to me. The whole system, every police officer I interact with, everybody had a degree of sorry. They were like, we're sorry, bro. Like, we're just doing our jobs. And I was like, I know, and I respect you, and you're just doing your job. But everybody understood I didn't belong there.
Wait, didn't he say in another video that the guards tried to extort him because they knew he had money? I'm sorry. So where is this coming from? Okay.
But from the beginning believed I was guilty. I wasn't treated hard like a criminal. They're a professional and they did their jobs. But everybody understood really what's happening.
Did that period change you?
It did change me.
Or your brother?
Yeah, we're pretty resilient individuals. And I believe God is the best of planners. And if he decided I needed a little bit of jail, then I will do a little bit of jail. And if he decides I need more, then I guess there's not much I can do about it. I'm not going to run away from this. I'm here to clear my name. I'm going to go through the entire process.
I'm sorry. Hey, Tater Tots, the sentence he just mentioned right here, does that inspire confidence that this guy actually believes he's getting out of this unscathed? This guy knows he's going to get locked up, bro. Well, if God decides I need to do more prison time, well, I'm not going to run. I am not running from this, okay? I'm gonna stay and do this shit and clear my name. Hey, bro. Listen. Hey, that don't sound too confident. If I was placing bets right now, I'm betting against red. I would just be real, bro. I'm putting it all on black. Bro. That does not inspire any kind of confidence. It's almost as if you know you're gonna do some time. You know they're gonna find something. I feel as though you're just using this whole situation as a setup right now. That's what you're doing. You're using it as a setup to say, oh well, you know what? I knew they were gonna try something harder, right? They still have no evidence, but now, I told you because they have no evidence, they have to make some shit up to charge me with. Meanwhile, all these evidence is out there, and y'all just don't want to read. I mean, this is getting kind of crazy, to be honest with you.
I do think you learn a lot about yourself and a lot about other people, certainly. But there's not things you don't already know. It just confirms some things that you knew and you needed to be reminded of. Maybe a little bit of jail is good for a man. I'm not sure. I think men are designed to struggle. We're designed to go through hardship. I think life as a man is all about having bad things happen to you and get good at dealing with those bad things. And for a while, I had a
how it's so basic. I think part of being a man is, having bad things happen and having to go through bad things. Yeah, says every other motivational and self-help guru out there, bro. Your shit's just so fucking lame. You're not even inspiring, bro. She's asking you a simple question about, fucking, how it was in jail. And this is the basic crap you're coming up with. Well, yeah, most men have to go through shit. Yeah. Tell me something I haven't heard before, huh? It's all just generic cut and paste shit, right? If you listen to the self-help shit he speaks out there, it's just generic shit, right? You can find other motivational speakers out there that they could be more compelling than this. You can tell it's just a copy and paste. All right, the more I'm looking at this guy, you're a fucking copy and paste, dude. Jesus Christ, can you be more original, please?
A pretty good life, I had a very difficult upbringing, a very hard life, and then I had this 2 or 3 year period of lots of money and flying around in private jets, and everything was going pretty good.
And from that
to jail.
Handcuffs first.
Absolutely. And that's...
Did that scare you in that very moment?
I don't operate in the realm of fear. It didn't scare me. It was...
You don't have any fears.
No, it's not. I don't operate in that realm. I don't think fear is a healthy attitude for me to have in those situations. I think that there's yin and yang in the universe, there's light and dark, and God decided to give me a test. And it's very difficult for me to sit on the internet and say that I am top G and talk all these things about mental resilience and talk about men's mental health and helping men and talk about how strong my mind is and God not test me.
You never talk about mental health. Matter of fact, all you do when it comes to mental health is talking about how depression doesn't exist. All of a sudden you going through some little jail time now. Yeah, it really make you think, huh? Maybe being inside of prison, it can make you a little depressed, right? Maybe not being able to provide for your family can get to you a little bit, right? It can get to your mind. So maybe, just maybe, if you're capable of feeling these feelings in your mind, right? Maybe other people out there who are going through things in life, all right? Maybe it's very real for them, right? Listen to this guy, and he wants us to feel sorry for him. I had such a hard time in jail. Like, bro, what? Like, we don't care, dog.
To sit on the internet and say that I am top G and talk all these things about mental resilience and talk about men's mental health and helping men and talk about how strong my mind is and God not test me. God said, okay, you've told the world how strong your mind is. Let's see how strong your mind is. Let's put you in jail. The scariest thing about going to jail is you don't know how long you're there. I mean, it was very scary for me. I think my experience is more scary than the typical Romanians because I'm going to a jail in a country where I don't speak the language. I'm getting paperwork I don't understand. I don't know why I'm there. It's 2 weeks because I got arrested on New Year's Eve and there was time with translations and time off and people were busy. It was 2 weeks before I even got my accusation in English, before I realized what complete garbage it was. So I'm initially just thrown in jail and they're saying, human trafficking. I'm like, human trafficking who? When? What? What is this? This is garbage. And they're like, oh, you have to wait for the papers. 2 weeks later, I read them, realize it's completely insane. And then each 30 days, I keep getting sent back. I didn't understand how and why that was happening. So it's scary. You're like, am I gonna be here forever? Am I gonna be here for years? What's going on? But all you can do is take it day at a time, and it's important that you have, as a man, a strong body so other people don't pick on you, and a strong mind so you don't pick on yourself. And I'm fortunate to have those two things. And I also have my brother, who I love very much. And we shook hands and said, it doesn't matter if we're here for 10 years or 10 more days. It doesn't matter. We're a team, and we're going to handle this like men. And we never for a second considered doing anything crazy or running away or getting mad at Romania or being children. It's just...
I would say doing a massive media tour is pretty childish to me, bro.
Part of life, unfortunately, and you have to go through it.
How much money do you have?
Officially, DCOT have everything. I'm poor.
Are you the richest man in Romania, as it is said?
I don't know. I know that.
But you know how much money do you have? For me, it's simple. I'm just checking my accounts and see exactly how much money I have.
Well, that's the thing.
Look at the ego stroke that is happening in front of my eyes, bro. What is this? But aren't you the richest man in Romania? This is controlled opposition right here. All right? Listen, What the? Hey, how many of you regular folks out there, maybe y'all believe in this Matrix shit, how many of y'all have access to a massive media team that could just do nothing else but ego stroke you all day? Oh, but you're the richest man in Romania. And look at him. He's like, oh, come on, stop it. No. Keep going, come on. Don't stop. Keep feeding me. Look. Like, listen, dude, yo, this interview's getting cringe. Please get to the part about a supercar so we can end this suffering. I'm losing my mind here.
It's interesting, right? Because they say, there's a saying in English, if you know what you have, then you don't have much. That's what they say. Because at certain levels, at certain echelons of income and finance, you don't know what you have. Let's imagine I have property. I don't know exactly what it's valued now. I have shares in companies. I haven't checked the value. I have crypto. I don't know how much that's worth. I have cash.
Do they still have crypto? They've ceased.
Of course not. No.
Explain to me, please. I don't know too much about cryptos, but it's kind of difficult to seize some cryptos, right?
Decalt have taken some. I'm sorry, all.
How?
Hey, bro, see, you need to keep your goddamn mouth shut. And now all of a sudden, Decot's like, maybe we didn't grab everything, huh? Maybe we didn't grab enough, Tate. Maybe you got some Monero wallets sitting out there or something like that. Let's go grab it, bro. Like, stop talking. Oh my God, dude. Carboneless. Shout out to you for the $20 super chat. Guys, can we smash a W in the chat for Carboneless? I appreciate you. He says you're doing a huge service on this side of YouTube. Shout out to you. Not only do you call out the hypocrisy in the manosphere, but you also offer valuable advice that would wield better outcomes in life. You're wise beyond your years. Thank you. Shout out to you. Yeah, like, honestly, because here's the thing. I never understood it because I've been through all these things like a lot of guys are talking about in the manosphere, right? I've been through the divorce court. I've been through the system. I've been through bad relationship, as through many people out there. There are a lot of guys who've also gone through the same thing that guys have gone through. We're not alone. It's just that we're getting the wrong kind of help, right? On one side, instead of actually healing and getting past it and understanding that, you can just enjoy life and women are fun. No, we go to the red pill space where a lot of guys get their ego stroked, okay? Not only that, then they get accountabilities removed off of them by blaming the women instead for all of their problems. And it's like when you see this shit happening, it's starting to get to the point where I'm not gonna lie, Chad. I'm seeing this in my real life right now. I am seeing young men throw away perfectly good relationships. Because I'm gonna tell you this, if you're in a relationship now and you buy into this red pill crap, you're going to lose your relationship, guaranteed. This kind of mentality, it teaches you how to be selfish. It teaches a lot of these guys how to be selfish and how to think only for themselves. So while they're sitting here complaining about the women, modern women who are all selfish and they don't want to cook for the man and they just want to go out and do things for themselves, right? They want to be independent. Yeah, they want to be independent. It's like, bro, what do you think you did by creating this red pill? Y'all are you're the exact type of people just on the other side of the coin. Like, wake the fuck up. Shout out to you for the super chat. We got Antonio Wing Chong. Shout out to you. Says, so Duke, what's so special about Andrew Tate? Mr. Locario's been on YouTube since 2007. Steve the Dean been on the internet since 1990. Real OG. Stephen Dean, shout out to you. Yeah, I don't know too much about Locario, but I'm definitely familiar with Steve the Dean. He's a good guy. But here's the thing, man. Again, exactly my point. You got a lot of these guys who are saying similar things, right? They've been in the red pill for a long time. Why is it that Andrew Tate has been singled out, right? He's sitting there saying, they just, out of all these other red pill channels that are saying the exact same thing I'm saying, the Romanian government, the Matrix just singled me out. Yeah, they just got me. I'm innocent, though. They just got me because I'm helping men. I'm like, what? Bro, what the fuck? No, you're not, dog. No, the hell you're not. Get the hell out of here.
Because it was on an exchange, so they took it. So Decalt has seized about 15 million euro, I think, from me, and that's their prerogative. I mean, from my understanding, the legal precedent is that when they take your money, the reason they take your money is because they've proved you've made illegal money. In my file, there's no transactions of any money. So they're taking 15 million euro, and they
You can't trust what he says. When he says in his file, we haven't seen his file. He just talks about a file we haven't seen. You can't trust that, okay? Don't listen to that. Trust the bona fide numbers that were already seized, because this guy's about the cap.
They said I made that criminally, but they have not shown where one lei was made criminally. So I believe I should get all my things back. I don't understand how they can remain seized. We're going to have to wait and see. But yeah, I'm financially successful. I think that is the male prerogative to become as financially successful as possible. I don't think that being financially successful makes you a bad person. I don't think it makes you
I
evil.
didn't say that, but I
yeah.
was just curious about how much money do you have?
I don't know.
If you know exactly, if you know if you're the richest person in Romania.
doubt I'm the-
like-
Hey, time out, chat. Hey, maybe she might be an op. She might be an op, bro. I'm not. Why is she so focused on the money? Like, but come on, Tate. How much money do you have for real though? Like, I don't know these things. Trust me, I don't know these. That's how they get you. That's a honeypot right there. She coming in, she real submissive, right? She's stroking Tate's ego, right? But tell me the money. Oh, I don't know most about these things, but did we get all the money? Yo, she might be an op dog. Hey, you know what? Hey, you better be careful, Tate. Like, you better stop talking. Stop talking to the media, dog. You're not helping your case. Well, let's see if she finds out if he gets more money out of him.
Yeah, I think Romania has a lot of very rich people who are a lot more quiet than I am. And I am.
And they were not in jail.
And they were not in jail. That's right. And I, like I said, when you shine bright, you cast a shadow. And I was very aware for a very long time that I am very open about my wealth and very open about my lifestyle. That comes with some benefits, but that also comes with some detriment. I could have been much quieter. I understand that. And when I do that, when I'm open and loud with my lifestyle, I'm not doing it to try and upset anybody. I'm actually trying to do the opposite. I'm trying to inspire people, because I am now one of the most influential men on the planet, and all the young men of the world are very interested in me and they follow my words.
Is it good or is it bad?
I think it's good. I think it's good because I have a platform now and I try and inspire hard work and diligence and discipline in all of the young men who watch me.
I know you are watching also the debates on the internet. A lot of persons are saying that it is bad, that you are a bad influence.
I'm sure there are, and it's very difficult to have 100% of people like you. I don't like 100% of people. So why do I expect 100% of people to like me? That's fine, but I know what I'm teaching. I'm teaching discipline, and I'm teaching these young boys to go to the gym, work hard, go to school, listen to their parents, do as they're told, follow God, reject pornography, and don't play video games all day, and reject
the balls on this guy. Reject pornography. Hey, buddy, I'm sorry. What website is part of your indictment right now? Was it Chatterbait? Right? That's a pornography website. Was it OnlyFans? OnlyFans is a pornography website. And you're sitting here talking about you preach against the opposite? No, buddy. To me, it seems like you're a double dipper, okay? Not only do you sell the poison, and you've been selling poison to these men for years in the form of this degenerate shit, but now you're trying to masquerade as the goddamn antidote to the very same poison you've been slinging to these men to get them to sell their houses, to give up their grandmama's inheritance, all to talk to a girl behind the freaking screen that doesn't even know they exist. Meanwhile, the whole time they're talking to you. You over here risen up all these incels, bruh. Like, you sitting there just, oh my God. Oh my God. Hey, yo, bro. Hey, Tate really knows what a man wants. I see, this shit's just making too much sense, chat. It's just making too much sense. The kid's in 209 Shanti for the $2 super chat. She's sizing up chocolate G funds. Facts. She's asking about the money. She's asking about all these different things, dude. I'm telling you, they're looking at this guy. This is a setup, but I guess, who cares? I mean, he's gonna do what he does anyways. You know, you can't talk sense into this guy.
all this insanity woke think, and to get as rich as possible, because the male imperative is to move the world with money and be financially successful. And the reason I show my wealth is because it inspires young boys. If you're 16 or 17 years old, they're inspired by me because my wealth is so obviously, it's so obvious, right? I show it.
But it's actually impossible for all of them to become you.
Well, and if I can, and you're right, but when you inspire It's like having a fight gym, right? If I had a fight gym and I was teaching 100 students, only a few would be world champions, and the rest perhaps wouldn't, but they would still be in better shape. They'd be better physical condition to be able to fight better than if they didn't go at all. So I think I have a huge platform, and I'm very beneficial. I have huge ability to benefit the world. I'm grateful for that. And I think I can do a massively positive thing. And I think that I inspire the world. And yeah, I could have been a lot more quiet, but I have some money. I mean, I'm successful.
Some.
I have some money.
You see how she perked up? She said some. She got that pen and paper. Hey, you got some? Huh? Where at? Hey, shut up. Stop talking, Tate. All right? Because apparently, in her mind, they ain't get it all. And I think that's probably why she's doing this interview, bro. They know you going to jail. I'm sorry, prison. You go to prison for a long time, and now they try to find out if there's any leftover wealth they can seize from you right quick. Well, why are you still here with him, bro? Some. You mean we didn't get it all? What do you mean by that? Hold up, I could have wrote that
Platform, and I'm very beneficial. I have huge ability to benefit the world. I'm grateful for that. And I think I can do a massively positive thing. And I think that I inspire the world. And yeah, I could have been a lot more quiet, but I have some money. I mean, I'm successful.
Some.
I have some money. I have a little bit. I'm successful. And I work hard all day, every day. I don't drink. I don't gamble. I don't take drugs. All I do is work. And I think if you're a man who is capable and diligent and you dedicate your entire life to work, you're going to end up with some money.
I will ask you a personal question.
Sure.
Is your mom worried about your situation now?
Well, mothers worry.
I know.
And yeah, and she does worry, but she knows she has a very strong son. And she knows that I've never had an easy life. I don't come from a rich family. I think maybe some people misunderstood this. They think that me and Tristan are rich boys from a rich family and throw us in jail and we're going to panic. And we're from homeless shelters, and we're from the worst area of Luton. We're from the worst area of the worst town in England, which is far more dangerous than Bucharest ever has been to us. We're from the streets, effectively, and we grew up very hard. And
we from the streets, bruh. Rags to riches, okay? You don't know how I had it in Luton. Luton, the worst part in London, okay? You don't know how I had it. It's like, bruh, I'm sorry. Luton, it may be bad or whatnot, okay? But it's not Chicago. Stop playing. Matter of fact, didn't your mom take you to Luton while your dad stayed in, Chicago, right? Because I think his dad was in Chicago. So you could have stayed with your dad. Oh, wait, that's right. Your dad was a deadbeat drunk, all right? And all he liked to do was go ahead and cheat on your mama and spend the money they had on drinking. And you know what? Your mama stayed with his ass even up to 5 years after he left the military. The whole reason he left the military is because your daddy was a narcissist just like you and didn't know how to keep his mouth shut when it comes to dealing with senior military superiors, okay? And he didn't know how to do that, so they demoted him from a sergeant to a janitor. And I don't even know how that's possible. I don't know how, like, you skipping ranks at this point. Like, how do you go from a sergeant to a janitor, bro? Listen, okay, if we break down your life, okay, your dad didn't set you up. He didn't set you up properly, okay? And now it looks like you are following in the same footsteps. Now, maybe not your dad didn't do any trafficking, but it seems like you're not going to be around to protect your kids either. So just let that sink in for just a little bit.
She knows that we are made for difficult situations, and she has faith in her capabilities of her sons. And I think that's also a fantastic thing for a mother to have, to look at her sons and go, wow, at least they're, men. So she's worried, but she knows that we're capable.
Did she ask you if you raped someone?
Oh, of course not, because she knows it's a lie. And that's another thing that's interesting. I think everyone in the Western world who's more exposed to these false accusations that rich men get were much quicker to know this was a lie. Like, I can't keep my pulse on the Romanian populace like I can in the English.
Again, more media narrative of, the cancel culture and, them trying to prevent men from being men and X, Y, and Z. All right, listen, enough dog whistling to the conservatives. a lot of them don't like you now. Okay, they know you're a scumbag. Maybe the Candace Owens or whatnot, but bro, stop. Like, they're done with you, bro. Especially when, listen, think about it. Why do you think he's not clapping back at Jordan Peterson? Right? Because he knows that would be the worst mistake of his entire career, okay? Since the Tucker Carlson interview, okay? He's not, that's why he's much rather trying to underhandedly claw his way back in, to curry favors from the conservatives, at least whatever's left of it, right? Hoping he can ride on the liberal cancel culture, SJW, COVID, conspiracy matrix vibe. But without, like, listen, some American conservatives are stupid, but not that stupid, dog. Like, they see the kind of crap that you're pulling, and it's not good. It's really not good. And if Jordan Peterson signs the appeal, or not the appeal, the seal, basically blocking you from getting into these spaces, it's over, dog. I'm sorry. So keep dog whistling, but all you're doing is just galvanizing a lot of these tater tots that are, I don't even know what they're doing at this point. Like, I don't even know. Some of y'all in my inbox, Duke, you're such a hypocrite. All right, you're doing all this stuff with Andrew Tate, but what are you gonna say if he gets found innocent? And I'm gonna say, all right, we're reviewing the evidence that somehow exonerated Andrew Tate. What do you think? I'm trying to hope for this guy to be in jail? No, I'm basing what he said using his own mouth against what they're actually indicting him with. And if you guys look at the indictment, all right, and listen to shit he's been saying, there's a likelihood that he's guilty. Okay, so I'm sorry, I don't know what else to say. And you can watch other content creators. Look at Abba. Right? When they were reacting to that video that Milk Bar TV dropped on Twitter, right? When they were reacting to it and you saw the back and forth with what he says, and then there's a lie, and he says another thing, there's another lie, right? All of a sudden people are like, oh yeah, he's guilty. He's absolutely guilty. There is no doubt in my mind, right? That's, matter of fact, that's the whole reason Jordan Peterson came out against Andrew Tate. Elon Musk, he didn't really come out against them, but he made a, vaguely, finger wagging statement at the Tate, right? But still, a lot of people, they got sick. They got really sick. But CD, shout out to you for the $5 super chat. Inspire young men to become wealthy by scamming other men out of their money, right? Got it, Tate. Yeah, it's like robbing the left hand to pay the right. It's just crazy, right? Y'all dudes over here, because at the end of the day, the victims are dudes, right? So the people who he's scamming are other men, right? So either they're super desperate on one hand, and then he sells you OnlyFans subscriptions, or you guys are in your self-help stage, and now he's selling you some kind of antidote to get off the OnlyFans addiction that he spent so much money and so much effort hooking you guys up with. It's crazy. Like, it's just insane that people can't put this two and two together. Like, I can't, listen, and I'm not calling myself a moral guy, okay? I've done some bad things. I've done some good things, okay? I'm more of those that kind of dude just, I do what I try to do is right, but, every once in a while, maybe, right? That's just what it is. And there's a lot of people like that, right? But the one thing I can't stand is if you're doing things knowing it's hurting someone and then turning around pretending yeah, no, it wasn't me doing it, it was them, but here, buy my product so I can help you get out of this mess that I put you in. It's crazy. You're no different from opioid companies. I'm sorry, pharmaceutical companies, right? These massive fucking gangsters that are getting these guys hooked up on these opioids, right? Because all of these drugs are so fucking addictive. So you get the hit, right? Because something's going on, and before you know it, because the price is too high, you're buying off of junkies in the street, all right? And all of a sudden, they're going to come out with another drug saying, hey, we engineered this. It's supposed to wean you off of this other drug while banning legitimate drugs that can actually help you, right? I'm not even getting into that conversation, but y'all know what I'm talking about. He's no different from than a pharmaceutical company, but he treats the sex urges for a lot of incels right now. That's his business. That's crazy. Let's continue.
Speaking world, but the second it came out, everyone in America was like, another one, another lie, another liar. I mean, if I'm a big man and I'm a professional athlete and I'm a kickboxing world champion, if I raped someone, there'd be medical records, there'd be a bruise, there'd be a mark. Once again, that's not in the file.
Not all rape victims come forward immediately. That's just a crazy thing for him to just insinuate. Well, there's no rape kit done. So clearly it's not in my file. No, but we do have official accusations that you raped somebody. All right. And those accusations are now going to court because you're indicted for it. So that's pretty formal if you ask me. Just because there wasn't a rape kit done doesn't mean anything. All right. For all we know, she couldn't have been able to leave the house.
None of this exists. So this is just it's an attempt to slander my name. And I guess what I have to do is see it as a litmus test. Whereas there are a certain degree of the population who are going to believe it no matter what you tell them because the news told them. And there's a certain degree of the population who's going to sit there and go, wait, they lied to us about the war in Ukraine. They lied to us about COVID. And they lied to us about the vaccine. They lied to us about all these things. And now they're saying all these things about this guy with no evidence. This doesn't really make sense. And then those are the people who are free thinking. And those are the only people I'm interested in talking to anyway.
Do you respect women?
No, what he means is the ones that are more likely to fall for my bullshit. Those are the ones who he's interested in talking into. Now, listen, guys, you notice how he's just, grabbing all these different potential conspiracies and, special interests that are going on, right? Because the media's been selling you lies. Listen, bro, if you really think about it, yeah, has the media, been doing some crazy shit? Absolutely. They've been on some bullshit. But here's the thing. That's where you're supposed to come into play, right? You listen to the media on the right, you listen to the media on the left, and then you go do your research, and somewhere along the middle, the truth is kind of there, right? But a lot of people don't do that. Instead, what we have is people moving off into their corners because everyone, they want to play for their favorite team. So if you're a Democrat, you're listening to left-wing media. If you're Republican, more right-wing media, or in this case, what they're considering independent platforms like Rumble. Yeah, that's more on that space now. But realistically, all right, what that is first served to do is create that divide where people just want to play for their own team. So realistically, Tate, oh my God, bro, like to even try to play on this narrative is crazy to me because realistically, you're doing the same thing right now. You have you have like over 19 Twitter accounts alone with over 8 million followers and potential bots combined, bro. You can disseminate whatever information you want. You get access to media crews at a snap of a finger. And you're over here complaining about your media not telling the truth about Ukraine and COVID and whatnot. What? Like, Jesus Christ, bro. Like, do the research. It'll tell you. Like, it's not looking good out there.
Absolutely. Why wouldn't I? I think that men and women are very different. And in the Western world, we're obsessed with equality to a feverish degree. We have this obsession with equality to the point where if you say men and women have different skills, you're a misogynist, which is insane because men and women are different. And men are better at some things and women are better at some things. And in the Western world, that's no longer accepted. You must accept this false god of equality. Now, we can be equal with different roles, but they don't want that. They want us to pretend that I can do everything a woman can do and a woman can do everything a man can do. And that's simply not true. I can't have.
What does that have to do with you being indicted for trafficking? Again, more dog whistling, bro. This is crazy. He's trying to make it seem like the whole reason he's getting locked up is because he's saying that. Bruh, have you seen what Chris Christie's been saying? Or what's that guy in Florida? Ron DeSantis. All right, look what the fuck he's doing. If anything, the Matrix should have came after him a long time ago. Like, what the hell? Like, whoa, bro. Like, Jesus fucking Christ.
Have children. And men should go to war. And I wouldn't drop my child off at a daycare run by men. It would be weird. I'd drop her off at a daycare run by women. So we have gender roles, and the Western world is so obsessed with trying to erase these. I don't think most people in Romania understand how crazy and how woke America and the Western world has gone. And that's one of the reasons they want me to be quiet. I think the governments of these countries dislike me far more than the Romanian government. But they've gone so far as they're pretending that men are women and women are men now. If I were to put on a wig, I'm a girl because I say I'm a girl and I'm actually a girl and I can compete against girls in sports. This is what.
Again, what does this have to do with your indictment? Just let that sink in. Because you can talk about, men being men, women being women, and whatever, right? Genders and sex and whatnot. But that is completely different, bro, from what you're going through. Wait a minute. Are you trying to say because you spoke your opinion on these things, that's the whole reason why you're being indicted for trafficking and raping in continued form? Are you trying to say this? Because then all of a sudden you lost me, bro. Because it seems like you're just trying to grasp as whatever straws is out there to make your own little point. That's not how that works. Okay, because I'm going to tell you this. There are a bunch of other politicians. There are a bunch of other content creators who are saying the exact same thing you're saying, buddy, and they're not being hemmed up on charges, all right? They're rich, some of them, all right? Some of them probably got more money than you. They're not being hemmed up on trafficking charges. So if you're trying to make it seem as though the fact that you've been speaking out against some of the progressive things you see going on in the Western countries, and that's the whole reason why you're locked up. Yeah, bro. Yeah, dog. You're not only are you scumbag, but realistically, like whoever is look how he's look. Hey, yo, chat. Look how he's looking at the camera, dog. Look at how he's looking at the camera. Look at this nigga, dog. Like, come on, bro. I don't like him. I don't like the screenshot, bro. I don't like him staring at me like that, dog. He clearly looks like he's got problems, dog. Look at this guy, though. I can't. But listen, don't buy this bullshit, okay? Just because there are other content creators and other freedom of speech advocates that are speaking out against progressive shit that's out there, okay? And they're not being charged for trafficking in continued form. This guy is guilty of something, and they have the records to prove it. Don't believe this lying-ass face you see on the screen right now.
What's happening for real in America? Imagine I put on a wig and go and fight a woman. Like, it's insane. But they're trying to blur these lines, and they're doing it under this false god of equality, but it's nothing to do with equality. It's the fact that they're trying to poison the family unit and poison society and trying to turn us all into slaves. And when you confuse everybody, it's very easy to inject the new programming. But I absolutely respect women for what women are good at. But I'm not stupid enough to sit here and say, I respect women so women can do everything a man can do. No, if I go to war, I want to go with my men. I want to go with my brothers and my team. I would not.
Yeah. you about to go to war with your team in a second, bro. Or are they going to run a war on you? Either way, there's a war happening, and it's not going to be good for your behind, dog. All right, so you're going to be really in them trenches with your soldiers, bro. That's what you're going to be seeing in a few seconds. What are you talking about, bro? What does this have to do with you being a trafficker, bro? Like, who cares? Like, honestly, realistically, bro, with this LGBTQ shit, okay, that's only about 4% of the entire human population. Majority of people are straight. So the fact that you guys on the right are trying to die on this hill of abortion, die on this hill of LGBTQ, die on this hill of COVID and whatnot, this is why Biden and the people on the left are winning. Because they're actually listening to certain shit while y'all are over here spouting off conspiracies and, media cancellations and SJWs. This is not a hill for y'all to dine on, all right? Again, 4% of the human population are gay, okay? That's the entire human population. There are more gay lions in the world than there are gay human beings. Just letting you know that right now. Gay lions make up for about 8% of the population. And I'm sorry, aren't lions the symbol of masculinities? Yeah, there are more LGBTQ of those. So why is this an issue that we're all worried about? We need to be talking about infrastructure. We need to be talking about like energy. We need to be talking about, let's stop the war and nation building overseas. Let's actually have these conversations, because if you guys actually think about it, it doesn't matter what side these people are on. When the right and the left come together, it's usually to screw the people, all right? And we've been getting screwed. Look at wages. Look at all these other things that are happening. I mean, COVID only, the fact that you guys aren't even talking about how COVID exposed how bad our infrastructure is, right? You guys aren't even talking about how badly COVID exposed how much America doesn't produce shit in this country. None of y'all talking about it. All y'all talking about, look at how they made us wear masks and they're trying to control us. What? Are you not seeing that we can't bullshit anymore? We're just a bunch of service economy douchebags just walking around there. How can I help you? Thinking we're doing something because all of our money's being propped up by other countries. We're not even talking about that. Instead, we're talking about politicians just going too far with their power and they're trying to control free speech. God damn it. Like, y'all are just ridiculous. You're too dumb. You see, that's why y'all want to talk about these conspiracies, but because listen, for you guys to believe that there's a hidden hand out there that's guiding life towards a certain goal, I feel you guys have some level of comfortability just knowing there's some kind of a cabal out there running your lives. I feel like y'all are more comfortable with that than facing up to reality that shit's real, all right? Shit's real. Anything can happen, all right? Sometimes there isn't a hidden hand, and sometimes there is. Y'all just got to know the difference. Like, but to sit there and listen to a guy just spew all this bullshit when meanwhile, he's not even talking about the serious issues. Like all this social justice and LGBTQ, these aren't serious issues. I'm sorry. And I'm not talking about for them. If for them it's serious, it's serious. I'm talking about in the grand scheme of things, it's not that serious, bro. Because inflation will fuck up your wallet, and it's fucking up everybody. Taxation is fucking up everybody. We're not talking about that. Get out of here, Tate. These guys are so dumb. It's
say, I want to go to war, and men and women are equal. So, okay, girls, let's go, because we're gonna die. I don't want to die.
Okay, guys.
I don't care. I don't care. So let's get to what we're talking about. Because shout out to. Hold up. Where'd that go? All right, here it is. Shout out to Common Sense Skeptic, okay, because we gotta react to this, okay? Because Common Sense Skeptic broke this whole thing down, and man, you would realize how much of a lie Andrew Tate has been serving up to a bunch of these dudes this entire time. Let's get it.
Oh my God, I'm finally glad to talk to you. All these young creeps keep coming to talk to me. I want a guy who's serious, who's ready to settle down. I know older men will settle down. Sell the dream, sell the dream, sell the dream. We got to the point where we had these guys falling in love with my models, serious, big time in love, right? Because they were like, can we meet? I've sent you $200,000. Can we meet? Can we meet? Can we meet? And the problem
what was
is,
the most that one person sent to a model? Total.
Million?
Wow.
About a mil in about a year?
I know you don't feel bad at all.
Why the fuck would I care?
I don't feel bad either.
That confirms what Tate said in the previous video, but he continues on. Here's the degree to which Tate and his on-screen sirens milked their Johns dry without remorse.
So what the girls would do is they promise meetings, and maybe this is a bit bad. Here's where the famous would start, because they'd get some guy, fall in love, they'd arrange the day to meet. I need a visa. Okay, get a visa. I need money for a visa. Okay, how much is a visa? It's $900. No, but it's not $900 because I went to the embassy. They think I'm a risk, and I need a return flight there and back, and I need a hotel, and I need to have spending money in my bank account. They won't let me come. Or how much you need? All right, 10 grand. Boom, it's 10 G's. Okay, thanks.
Wow.
They rejected my visa. They said we have to wait 2 weeks. After 2 weeks, they'll give it to me. Okay, baby. Boom. 2 more weeks of tips. Boom, 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 boom. Because now he thinks he's going to fuck, right? He thinks he get the girls. Now he's spending more than ever. 2 weeks, 2 weeks, 2 weeks. 2 weeks come. Some other problem, whether it's visa, whatever. We make up some bullshit, right?
All these OnlyFans chicks can learn from you, man.
Oh, man,
no, but you know, like a free
people watch
free OnlyFans tutorial.
Yeah,
here
people would say, why did those girls work for you? Because the girls would work for me. And at 50%, because it was 50-50, would make millions per month. If they worked for themselves, they'd make fucking nothing. I was the best in the fucking game.
You could have double dipped and started to coach these guys too, right?
I could have, but fuck, I'll give it all for free because I'm rich already. So the girl would be online for 6 or 7 hours, but then when she logged off, was sleeping or whatever, on her WhatsApp, I'd have staff. She was online 24 hours a day. Her WhatsApp, her this. She was famoosing when she was asleep. We were bringing in money from the fucking sky. We were promising all these meetings, all these pictures outside of embassies, all this shit. Eventually, the girl, what she would do is she'd say, oh, I don't want to go embassy. She'd give a really lame excuse to try and provoke the man to get angry. So she'd say, the embassy want me to come back, but I have a headache. That was the one we'd use. He'd be like, I just sent you $1 million. You promised you were going to come. You said you had to delay. Now you're saying you have a fucking headache and you won't go to your appointment, to make him mad on purpose, because that would annoy any man. That's what we needed. We needed a little trigger. And we go, why are you being aggressive? I'm not being aggressive, but you're not serious. And then we'd say, but you know what? I really like you, and I'm flying to the other side of the world by myself, and now you're being aggressive, and now I'm intimidated. And we'd flip it on him, saying, well, now you're being scary. No, I'm not being scary, but you know, it's your appointment. You're supposed to go, yeah, but I feel sick and you don't even care. Female bullshit, poking him to the point where you go like, you're a fucking scammer. You fucking scam me. You're really mad. I can't believe you think I was a scammer. I was going to come. I went to the embassy. You're a fucking liar. Every man in my life has only lied to me. I thought you were different.
Chat, I have to pause this right here, okay? Because what the last part of what Tate is talking about here to his scams, all right, is actually something. He's not talking about anything new. This is actually a tactic that's being used by actual scammers today, all right? And it's called a romance scam, right? So a romance scam is basically when you falsely get someone to basically fall in love with you, just to milk them for money. Maybe you milk them for money to pay some unfortunate bill that happened to your family. Either way, right, these people tend to be overseas, or they're either traveling, and any excuse to not have to actually meet you, right? So they, like even Tate was bringing up, oh, I need money for embassy, I need money for plane ticket. And this is a scam that actually targets a lot of old people in the West, right? And it gets propagated from usually a lot of these Eastern countries and sometimes in Africa. And I know Nigeria is part of that problem too as well. But what he's describing here, at least the last part, when the guys because the first part of the bullshit is the OnlyFans and webcamming, right? The last part of it, when he starts milking the money, it's actually a romance scam. So he's admitting to romance scamming a bunch of men online, right? And then making up all these excuses why they can't meet him. That's why, even in his example, the guy who got fleeced was calling her a scammer, right? You scammed me. That's not a joke. That's an actual thing. That's why, like, people who support this guy, it's like, how disgusting can you be? Candace Owens, Candace, what is wrong with you? You tell me you can't see this, Candace? Really? You can't see this? Oh, man.
Big beef, big argument.
Yep.
Big argument. But here's the thing. The guy would get pissed off, right? And leave, stop tipping her, stop coming to her. But for these men, that's the only chick in the world, the only hot chick in the world who talks to him. Maybe it takes a week, maybe it takes 2 weeks, maybe it takes 3 weeks. He's in bed at night alone, jerking off, looking at her old videos and pictures, watching her stream again from another account so she can't see it's him, sitting there going, maybe she was going to come. Maybe I just got too mad when she had a headache. Maybe I should have been a little bit more patient and she would have been my girlfriend. And 100% of the time, in less than 3 months, with an apology, a brand new pile of money, and the cycle would repeat.
Have y'all ever seen like a show called Catfish? Right? There's a show on YouTube called Catfish where a lot of these women and men pay these money to these overseas people who are, or not even overseas people, but like, let's say they get a profile, like a dating profile, and these guys are lonely, and then it's too good to be true, and they're selling them a dream and whatnot, and then slowly they start asking for money over time, right? That's essentially what Tate's doing. Pure catfishing romance scam to the max. Like he's literally he went on all these multiple platforms describing all these different scams he was running with these women, in addition to trafficking them, and expecting that he's not going to receive some kind of like indictment for this. Like, you're not going to get in trouble for bragging about all this. You don't think people are going to start looking at the things you're saying and start checking your paperwork? Really, bro? No, look it up. If you watch a Catfish show, this is exactly what this is. Word for word, he's describing that.
We fucking killed the game. Millions of dollars a week. And it was not just because I had beautiful girls. It's not because webcam is easy. It's because I am a genius. And I put together an apparatus of genius behind the avatar of beauty. And we fucking...
He's a genius for figuring out. He's the first guy to realize that sex sells, right? He's a genius for inventing the idea that selling sex actually makes money. Really, real original, buddy.
Conquered the internet.
Now, what's even worse is that the PhD program evolved into another web enterprise called Hustlers University, where these same arrested development men children can learn directly from Tate what it takes to become a self-obsessed poser misogynist just like him. And it would appear they're still trying to avoid taxes because Hustlers University now accepts Bitcoin. Under the column of hard to keep up with the Tates, Hustlers University is now being branded on some other platforms as The Real World, which plays on Tate's recent adoption of the Matrix as being the paradigm for his life, where agents of the Matrix are collectively plotting his downfall before he is able to inform the entire world about what he calls the truth. It's more mind games that seem to be just clever enough to trick his mindless followers, known as tater tots, into believing that the brothers are targets of international overlords that will do anything to prevent that truth from coming out.
International overlords.
Then, going one step further, if that's even possible...
Yo, that guy! That's that Iggy guy. He's Tate right-hand guy. This guy right here. Look at
Now
him.
Tate has his own secret society known as the War Room. This organization that you pay $8,000 to join...
$8,000! Oh my God, bro. $8,000. You poor dudes are being fleeced, dog. Jeez.
So you can chat on a Discord server with other people that paid $8,000 to join, is supposedly how Tate has managed to acquire influence, access channels of corruption, and obtain passports to myriad countries of which he is not a citizen, something he brags about quite openly.
So, for example, I have 7 passports. I have 15 driver's licenses. So let's say I'm driving my car and the police stop me. I'll just pull out a license from some random country. I'm in Romania. I'm driving a Slovakian plated car. I've got an American driver's license. I've got an Estonian passport, and I'm speaking English. Like, you think they're going to take my license, or they're just going to look at me and go, just slow down, bro, bye. If the paperwork's not worth it for them.
This dude, bro, he doesn't know when to
One of the known disciples of the Tate
this
School
guy,
of Human Sex
this guy right
Trafficking
here.
and member of Tate's War Room is Vlad Obu, who is also currently under house arrest for the human trafficking crimes that he committed. Also known as Vlad Obuzik, Joe Lampton, and Mr. Lottahose, prisoner number TBD is another martial arts fighter and video chatter charged with sexual crimes, including sexual exploitation and using violence to force women to produce explicit pornographic content. This piece of human filth thought it would be clever to post a video on TikTok.
Hey, yo! What the fuck?
This piece of human filth.
Yo, Candace Owens. Yo, Candace. Whoa. What is this? What is this, Candace?
Thought it would be clever to post a video on TikTok showing.
And she looks small. Look how small her legs and arms are, bro. Do we even know the age of this woman? Can y'all answer that?
The bruises he gave his girlfriend across the back of her arms and legs. He honestly believed in the war room that was a flex. As with the Tates, this criminal used the lover boy method to attract his victims, promising marriage or relationships before forcing these young girls into online porn. The lover boy method is something we're going to dig into deeper shortly. This particular trafficker forced his victims to get tattoos of his face on them as proof of ownership. The Tates would never mark up their girls with tacky face tattoos. Using their signature to brand them for life, on the other hand, that seems to be more their trademark.
Show the camera your tattoo.
Yep.
What does it say?
Tate.
Why does it say Tate?
Because I'm his whore.
You are my whore.
Something we found interesting about Vlad is that he claims Andrew and Tristan Tate were the inspiration behind his criminal enterprise, but he also claims to have no business connections with them, as can be demonstrated in this photo of him sat next to Andrew Tate in the VIP section of this tacky neon nightclub. Our question would be, if Obuzik has no involvement in or knowledge of the Tate organization, why is he being called as a witness for the prosecution in their criminal proceedings? One of the main reasons that people like Mr. Lottahose try to mimic Tate is because the Tate brothers have been very successful convincing everyone that they have obtained unlimited wealth.
Keep that in mind, because common sense is up to something here, bro. He's done a great job in convincing you that he's rich. He's got money, but he's not as rich as he claims to be. Jared says Tradicon TV interviewers are sellouts, dude. I'm telling you, bro, not even that. Just like a lot of these, even the traditional conservative females that are in support of Andrew Tate. I saw a couple of these TikToks. I'm like, what are you saying, right? Oh my God, the world needs more men like Tate. I'm like, listen, I'm gonna tell you this right now. Hey, you conservative women out there, there's a big reason why a lot of these conservative women end up turning liberal, and they leave their conservative men because they realize that it's getting a little oppressive over here, and I don't feel as though I'm getting the respect I need. So listen, when the far right, they're done dealing with these LGBTQ, and when they're done dealing with the Jews and all the conspiracy nonsense they're doing, who do you think they're gonna focus their attention to? They're going to look at you ladies, you conservative ladies that have stood so hard with their conservative men. Yeah, they're going to be trying to take your rights too. they don't like you. They don't like you like that, bro. They're gonna be looking at you and say, "Oh yeah, this lady probably thinks, oh, she had such great ideas, honey. She doesn't think you should have the right to vote anymore. I think you should listen to her, right? You think we're playing? These guys. It's all a setup, bro. That they don't care. All this stuff they're doing, they're just hiding behind smoke and mirrors. And listen, I used to fall for the scams too. I admit, right? But when you actually look at these guys and find out they're no different from the guys they're pointing the fingers at, y'all start waking up.
The nonstop media coverage and his podcast appearances prior to his arrest show Tate living the high life, sailing on yachts, surrounded by women, smoking his cigars on private jets, or driving exotic vehicles, as one might expect from a high net worth individual. Here's the thing, though. Tate doesn't actually own any of those things. In August of 2022, Tate was in Croatia, seen loading his entourage and paid companionship onto a $100 million yacht sailing out of Split called Freedom. His minions, like this YouTube channel Bape Cam, reported that Tate had bought this yacht after being canceled. But that's not the case at all. Tate has never had $100 million to throw at a boat.
Whoa!
The videos he put out of that trip certainly show him enjoying himself, riding the jet skis, cuddling up to hookers, eating well, and drinking top shelf. But the 48-meter yacht Freedom is actually owned by a group called Goulettes, who recently refurbished the ship from bow to stern, as you can see in their promotional video tour, so they could charter the craft for 100 to 130,000 euros per week in a high season. Freedom has 11 bedrooms, providing accommodation for up to 22 guests. So if you split that tally equally between 22 guests and add food and drink on top, you're looking at about $5,000 to $7,000 per person.
Yo, chat, the cars, and then the yacht. You know what? That shit makes so much sense because ever since that one video, he's never brought it out again. And I haven't actually thought about that because he's done such a great job of distracting you. But it's like, yeah, bro, what happened to that yacht that you bought? Didn't you own a yacht, dog? Like, where did that go? Where did your yacht go? Oh my God, bro.
Confirmed at the end of the video.
This particular yacht starts at 100,000 euros for a basic charter package. Food and beverage are extra, and you're looking at about $5,000 to $7,000 per person for the week.
So if everyone paid their own way on this trip, Andrew Tate was able to convince his simple-minded fans he bought a $100 million yacht by chartering this yacht that cost him as little as $5,000, then videotaping every second of their cruise for unlimited use in future videos. Next,
the finesse on this guy. Yo, he's a hustler. Hey, I'm sorry, bro. Yeah, dog. Yo, this dude's a hustler, bro. Bro, you gotta get to him at this point. You can have it, bro. You can have it, bro. Like, god damn, he was able to rent the $100 million yacht, all right, for just $5,000, and got a bunch of y'all to pay for it. You tater tots. You tater tots! Oh my God! Y'all some brainwashed potatoes! He actually pulled it off! He actually pulled it off! No! I can't believe he pulled this shit off! That's crazy! That's on some Grant Cardone shit, dog. That's on some Grant Cardone level of heist, dog. That's crazy! Oh, I feel bad for y'all. Y'all got hoodwinked, dog. This guy's a scammer. He's a shiesty scammer, bro.
Next up is the jet that he loves to have his picture taken in. Of course, he has to charter that too because Andrew Tate doesn't own a private jet. Apparently, he did own one for about 4 months before flipping it. The guess would be that was just after he found out how much it cost to staff the plane, fly the plane, fuel the plane, maintain the plane, and hangar the plane. So when you
Top G don't got that money, bro. He don't got that guap.
You see him lounging in these luxurious leather seats with his anime girlfriends attending to him. Just remember, this image is as based in reality as a bride getting liquored up in a limo for her stag-up party, then pretending she owns the limousine. When Tate is lighting up the cigar that he always seems to have hanging out of his mouth these days, that is not his own plane that he's stinking up. Which brings us to an aside which we find
You know
humorous.
what this reminds me of? Chat, you remember when that story came out where this Instagram model got busted for like faking her like the airplanes and whatnot, right? The photo shots, right? But she would fake like shots in the airport. Matter of fact, turns out there's an actual professional service that has a fake jet, right? It's a fake set. It's like literally a set, right? And then you can go in, pay them a fee, right? And then you can pretend you're flying this high class, like freaking life. Like it's crazy. He's using those basic fake it till you make it tactics. And that's the thing, bro. Like he's able to put it together so well. A bunch of dudes were not only able to fall for it, but they were actually able to believe that this guy had more money and more power than he actually had. Y'all see, this is how, wow, y'all got finessed. Y'all got played bad.
Andrew Tate, who wants you to think he is completely refined, doesn't know how to light a cigar properly. Seriously, the tobacco in fine cigars gets brutalized when it's lit with a chemical fire, whether it's a match or a gas lighter.
Yep.
The term used by cigar aficionados is bruising the tobacco, a cardinal sin. The proper way to light a cigar, such that chemicals don't taint the tobacco, is either with a long sulfurless match on a cedar stick or with what's called a cedar spill, which you light with a match or lighter, allow to burn for a couple of seconds to get rid of the chemicals, and then use that to light the cigar. Many cigars that come in their own sealed tubes have a cedar strip included inside, which most people mistakenly believe is there to moderate the humidity inside the seal, and it is actually the best way to enjoy the untainted flavor and aroma of fine tobacco. The more you know. What's next? Oh yeah.
No, that's facts. That's fact. You could tell the cigars, the drinks, the him trying to look ultra badass in every shot you see him at, bro. Like honestly, you could just tell it's all for show. It's all for an image. This is bro. You know what this? He's like Ty Lopez to the next level, without the trafficking part. But like, listen, because I keep trying to think who was a bigger internet marketer. Like, but back in the day that you can compare this guy to. And Ty Lopez, he was it, dog. Ty Lopez is the guy. And he's basically that, but on a whole different scale. Like I don't think there'd be anyone like him after he goes to prison. I hope not. Maybe Zerka, you know, and actually we can pause this and make this announcement. It looks like Zerka, I think he's over 100,000 subs now or getting there. So it looks like he does have the makings of a varsity athlete after all. So maybe, but Zerka, how about you start producing shows on your own channel rather than doing all this other hoppity hop you're doing on other people's shows, okay? But congratulations to you. I guess you can celebrate with that. But still, listen, bro, it's all for show with this guy. This is crazy.
His car collection, the one he was bragging about to Greta Thunberg. Yeah, the teenager that likes yelling at people on TV.
How dare you!
If you missed this exchange, let's keep it short and sweet. December last year, Andrew Tate decided he was going to take the piss out of the teenage activist by tweeting, "Hello at Greta Thunberg, I have 33 cars. My Bugatti has a W16 8-liter quad turbo. My two Ferrari 812 Competizions have 6.5-liter V12s. This is just the start. Please provide your email address so I can send a complete list of my car collection and the respective enormous emissions." Her response was actually quite clever. "Yes, please do enlighten me. Email me at smalldickenergy@getalife.com." One of the most viewed tweets in history. To which Tate felt the need to release this video to again go after the perpetually angry 19-year-old child. Here's Tate in his best leisure suit Larry smoking blouse, kicking back, enjoying pizza delivered from a local shop called Jerry's. The unique box.
Don't you guys find this sus though? Like every time he's addressing a bunch of dudes, he's always shirtless or in a robe. Like y'all don't find this a little sus or a little I don't know. It's either he's repressive about certain things or he wants certain things. I don't know. But these are just mixed signals. He's sending a lot of you tater tots out there, right? Why can't you just put a shirt on, bro? Y'all, hey, he actually did this shit to Tucker Carlson. Hold up. He actually did this shit to Tucker Carlson because there was a whole situation that went down where Tucker Carlson, he made Tucker Carlson wear a sweater because the whole time Andrew Tate wanted to be shirtless for an interview. Hold up. Let me pull this up real quick. Chat, watch this.
Video has now come out. Lots of speculation around who leaked this video. The behind the scenes video where producers are telling Tucker he has to wear a sweater during an interview with Andrew Tate. Take a listen.
It would help us out if he wore a sweater though, because we asked him not to wear a suit. Like he was panicking about it. So you don't have to. Tucker's gonna be looking casual. That's just how our show looks. Is that okay?
I mean, this is airing on the nighttime show, and I want it to look official. I don't want it to be like bro talk.
Whoa! Why is Andrew Tate? Wait. Andrew Tate was having a panic attack because he had to wear a suit for an interview. Really? You mean you can't literally put clothes on this dude otherwise he panics? Oh my God, bro! Did Tucker actually wear the sweater? Let's find out.
Here's the worst part. He ended up wearing.
He wore the sweater.
Ah, Tucker! Tucker! Come on, bro. Really? You got more money than freaking Andrew Tate, and you stoop to this level, Tucker? It's this bad when you get a guy. So realistically, bro, Tucker Carlson, what this proves is you're a fucking tool, bro. You're just a goddamn tool, dog. Like, oh my God. At the end of the day, you had no balls and you wore the sweater because Tate was having panic attacks because he had to wear a shirt. My God. Bro, and here's the thing. If this doesn't show you how much nitpicking and control goes behind the scenes when Andrew Tate sets up these interviews, I don't know what else to tell you. This guy, I swear to God, bro, chat, I swear to God. Let me get back to this video. Hold up.
Boxes with the shop's name and Romanian dialect, along with their website address, which Tate told his off-screen attendant to specifically not recycle to egg on Thunberg, contained enough information to give even the most casual viewer a reasonable idea where Tate could be located at that time. As it turned out, the Romanian authorities had been investigating Tate and his brother Tristan since the previous April, and were looking for confirmation that he was in fact in the country. The day following the video release, Romanian law enforcement stormed Tate's Bucharest compound and hauled away Andy, his apprentice, and 2 female accomplices. That's one way to get a smile out of Greta. Some reports like this one state that the pizza box information led directly to the arrest of the Tates. The Romanian authorities reported that the pizza box did not lead them to where the Tates were holed up. The timing was funny, but pure coincidence. However, the fact is, the very next day is when Tate and his accomplices were arrested on rape and sex trafficking charges. And let's be honest here, if you were the lead investigator looking into Tate 4 months, had no leads on his whereabouts, no arrest on the charges, and you wound up getting clued into their location through a Twitter war with a teenager featuring a local pizza box, are you seriously going to tell people that's how you crack the case? Probably not. But the best part of this story is that the cars Tate was bragging about, like the Bugatti Tate was fueling up in his initial post to taunt Thunberg, he doesn't own it. He doesn't own any of the cars that he liked to flash photos of. You need proof? How about hearing it from him directly?
I don't. I've heard you say that a few times.
Can you explain that?
Can you enlighten that? You own nothing.
I don't own anything. I'm just some dude.
I think you have a Bugatti though, don't you?
Yeah, when you say nothing, do you mean?
Do you not
nothing?
own it?
Nothing.
Okay, that's
I don't own anything. There are cars. Let's say there's a
that you have access to.
Correct. a trust in Singapore may own a percentage of a company in Dubai, which may have access to a car that I could borrow on a social media influence contract, perhaps.
Yeah,
but I don't.
On a social media influence contract. On a social media influence contract, you mean to tell me? You mean to tell me all them where your Bugattis at, huh? What color is your Bugatti? All them messages I've been receiving, it was all based off of a lie. Your tater tots had no idea that you were on a social media contract. They actually believed you had a Bugatti, all right? It turns out you didn't actually have a Bugatti. Damn. How do you tater tots feel? Like, it's like finding out Santa Claus isn't real. Your whole life has been a lie. Congratulations, bro. This dude has pulled off the greatest trick since the devil existed. Look at this guy. How was he able to do this? Chat, how was he able to do this? You mean on a social media contract, he managed to fool you guys to believe that he actually was rich? I mean, he's rich now, but that was off of you. Wow. You didn't own a Bugatti. You don't even have a stake in the company. You just get on contract. Social media contract. I don't know what's more pathetic. Huh? All them tater thoughts with them comments. Hey, y'all better delete that shit now. No. You know what? Keep it. Keep it as a monument to your stupidity. Okay? Your ignorance and your lack of research. Keep it. Right? Whoa, where's your Bugatti? At least Tate drives a Bugatti. It's off of a social media contract. He's not even renting it. It's worse. He just on contract, bro. And now that Bugatti's with the Romanian government. Imagine being that company that gave this clown the contract for what? 20 supercars, 23 supercars. Just imagine the money just sitting there in that Romanian lot, burning up right there, not getting used because this dickhead decided to just run his mouth up in social media. Just think about that for a second. Wow. JD Informant, shout out to you. An internet war will be fought over grifters. Facts. Look out for a Myron versus Zerka, bro. Because listen, Zerka has a very weird way of turning against people. And I don't know. Like I know it seems far-fetched, but believe me, bro, Zerka and Fresh and Fit are gonna beef at some point. You heard it here first.
Own anything. And that's because if you own things, they come for you.
And now he really doesn't own any of them, since every vehicle Tate bragged about was impounded and hauled away as proceeds of his ongoing criminal enterprise while he awaits trial. Odds are very good he will never see those cars again. Also, it was 15 cars, Tate. There were 15 cars they took that were worth anything. But they left you the Lada, which will likely outlast all the other whips anyway. Unfortunately for those cars, they'll carry a stigma from here on in when they get auctioned off by the Romanian government. Instead of having a higher intrinsic value for being the car driven by a former kickboxing champion social media influencer, now will be referred to as the daily driver of a convicted international sex trafficking rapist. Doesn't quite carry the same appeal, but maybe they can sell the cars for parts. And since we're here already, watching the cars get towed right out of his driveway, let's take a look at the infamous Tate compound, which some refer to as his mansion, when it's actually a renovated warehouse at the end of a dead-end street in a rundown end of town across the swamp from the airport. Mosquitoes there must be a lot of fun in the summertime.
Wait, hold up. His house is right next to is that airport owned by the government? Because, like, I mean, I don't know what's a bigger flight risk. Having a guy with some money hidden somewhere living next to an airport. I don't know if I trust that. But damn, dog. I didn't even think about that. Come to think of it, the more you look at it, it does look like a warehouse, bro. I didn't even notice that. It does look like a warehouse, chat. Look at this. Hold on. Let's see where he's going with this.
When it's actually a renovated warehouse at the end of a dead-end street in a rundown end of town across the swamp from the airport. Mosquitoes there must be a lot of fun in the summertime. Another handy neighborhood amenity is the local graveyard, about 2 blocks away, that you have to pass every time you visit the incarcerated Tates. The walled compound you're used to seeing in every Tate video of late is much smaller than you'd think, owing in large part to the camera angles that the videos are shot in. The compound lot itself measures roughly 110 feet deep by 230 feet of footage, where the length of the property is right on the road. Total square footage of the walled compound is around 23,600 square feet.
Damn, I've never seen their house from this view, but damn, bruh. I wonder what the government's gonna do with Tate Mansion after they're done with it. It looked like it could be a Walmart. Like, I shit you not, Jack. You gotta clear this out, clear all this out, right? You could get the parking lot set up, right? Maybe you can get a Home Depot set up in here, something. I don't know, but that's a lot of square footage.
an acre, just under a quarter hectare. Adjacent this lot is another overgrown lot, which might be part of the property, or it might be another lot that hasn't been built on yet. Either way, it's overgrown and it looks like shit. The largest building, the black one with the red neon entrance, measures about 60 feet by 120 feet. So a footprint of under 7,100 square feet, about 650 square meters. Not exactly what people think of when they think mansion.
Yeah.
Judging from their decor choices, they tried really hard to single-handedly make black paint dye a rare commodity in Romania.
Bro, they look like they're in some kind of like James Bond freaking bunker, like hideout or safe house or some shit. Like it doesn't even have a home type feel when you even look at it.
Really hard to single-handedly make black paint dye a rare commodity in Romania. Most of the walls in most of the rooms, especially on the main level, are dark as caves, with red neon strips to give the whole place a feeling somewhere between a strip club and a Bond villain lair. According to multiple sources and news reports, the walled compound that Tate and his sidekick were holed up in was only worth between $600,000 and $700,000, described by The Guardian as being less Hollywood hideaway and more rundown meat factory. Yet, according to other sites, like this one, the Tates reportedly spent $30 million on renovating this compound.
Damn! I thought the compound was worth $30 million. That's why I was so confused when they were talking about his wealth. Because I'm like, because I don't know how much his house is worth. Yo! Why would you spend $30 million on $600,000? What the? What? Whoa! Oh no! I just lost a brain cell, dog. Oh my god! You spent $30 million? I don't believe it. I don't believe it, bro. No one's that stupid.
This is either complete bullshit, or these two idiots are the stupidest landowners in Romania. Because you know what they could have bought for less than $30 million US in
Look
Bucharest?
at all this.
Here's a couple examples. They could have bought this 78-room hotel in Mataia Mio for $3.8 million US, or the 14,000 square meter, 166-room Hotel Central.
What the fuck? You could have bought a hotel in Bucharest, dog. What, bro? There is no bigger flex than being a top G than owning a whole freaking luxurious hotel in Romania. You know what? You know what's crazy? The fact that Common Sense Skeptic is able to put together like these comparisons, because it puts it into perspective, yo. Because like, yeah, if you actually wait, how much did you say it's called? $6.5 million. You spent $30 million renovating a $600,000 property, where you could just spend $6 million and you could have owned a hotel. Maybe you rent out all the bottom floor, and you and your girls and your homies and whatnot, y'all can stay on the top floor, but you got a whole commercial space right there, dog. Yo, this is not making any sense. He might actually be broke. He might. Like, I'm talking about relatively broke, right? Not like broke, because he got money. He's got money, right? Richest man in Romania. But $30 million, dog? Oh, my God.
In Ploiesti Republici for $6.5 million. Those are just two of the multi-room commercial options available in the area. One of the most expensive residential properties is this one, located at number 9.
It only goes for $4.8 million. Bruh. Why didn't y'all just buy this? Yeah, you know what? That's facts. I didn't even think about this, bro. Like, why didn't y'all just get the... Whoa.
9 Tudor Arghizi Street in Bucharest, the Maurice Blanc Palace. The 50-room mansion alone is significantly larger.
50 rooms. 50 rooms, dog.
Larger than the lot the Tates own. And since they love walled compounds so much, this pick would have been perfect for them, as it was the former home of the U.S. Embassy for 70 years and is surrounded by high spiked fences. Price on this property is under $5 million US. So if these two morons actually spent $30 million on renovating a beat-up warehouse in the deserted, swampy end of town into the black neon dungeon they're currently forced to occupy, they truly are some of the dumbest criminals in Romania.
You know what's even dumber? You know what's even dumber? There's a bunch of tater tots actually paying $8,000 to get financial advice from these two bozos. Like, just think about that, bro. There are a bunch of young men out there who are paying thousands of dollars to get money-making advice from these two losers who couldn't just buy a former U.S. embassy in Romania. You couldn't just buy that. Instead, you spend $30 million renovating a $600,000 property, bro. You guys are horrible. Like, you guys are just the worst. Either you're liars or you're just the worst. I think it's more towards you guys are liars and exaggerators than you guys are just broke. Because I think you guys exaggerated a lot, bro. There's no way. Ain't no goddamn way, chat. No way.
And that's saying something. So obviously we're going to have a lot of Tate fanboys crying in the comment section, declaring that Tate is incredibly wealthy and therefore all of this information must be faked. To which we would agree.
You're goddamn right.
That those facts don't line up. But it's not the facts that are being faked. As with everything else we went through, the actual wealth of the Tate brothers has been grossly exaggerated. And one of the first clues that these net worth numbers are being pulled out of thin air is that every article you'll read uses a different number. You can find people reporting that Tate is worth 100 million or 200 million or 365 million. Pick a number between 1 and a billion, add Tate to the search, and you'll probably find it. A common one recently is 700 million plus. Tate has laughably referred to himself as a trillionaire, which is a completely different strata of wealth from millionaire, one so rare that no individual has achieved it. Not Musk, not Bezos, and not Gates. So Tate's had to tone it down somewhat, recently declaring that he became a billionaire instead. But again, there's no truth to this. So what is the right number for the net worth of Andrew Tate, with or without his brother Tristan? Apparently that number is $10 million, 10 million pounds combined.
Yo, I honestly thought he'd be worth at least 40 mil. Because that doesn't make any sense. Unless he's been lying, because chat, I thought they said that he used to make $1 million a month off this OnlyFans and the Hustlers University's nonsense, right? Unless that was exaggerated. Unless Andrew Tate exaggerated about how much money he actually made off of the Hustler University courses, those numbers don't add up, bro. You can't be making $1 million. You can't be making almost $1 million a month if you calculate, because the War Room and Hustler University, they had over 200,000 members. So if you were $1 million a month, already what they would make in a year would be more than their net worth combined right now. Something's not right. Something's not adding up. Hey, yo, chat, you know when things don't add up, I start subtracting. Something's not adding up, bro. Either these dudes have been lying about the money they've been making every month. So instead of $1 million a month, it's closer to maybe $60,000 or maybe $70,000 a month. It has to be, bro. Nothing's making sense. I don't know, bro. This don't make any kind of sense, dog. How are you worth just $10 million after all of that? Nah.
And here's where that number comes from. Romanian authorities that seized the assets of the Tate brothers and tallied it all up. This is what they came up with. We already know that the Romanian authorities seized the Tate's exotic car collection, and we watched those getting towed away. Up for debate is whether or not the Bugatti was included in that seizure, but that really doesn't factor in because, as Tate said himself, he doesn't own that car.
You can't even add that to his net worth because the Bugatti ain't even really his. And Bugattis are like what, $1 million, $3 million cars? So right there, that's like another $3 million on top of that. And that's a significant chunk too. Oh, wow. He really had y'all tater tots like that, huh? He really got y'all fooled like that. You beat it. Listen, wait, how much is a Bugatti? Do y'all know what model was the Bugatti he had, right? How much is, because I know they're at least $1 million, right? Let's see. So, I mean, it depends on what model. So the highest end is $5.4 million. Y'all know what was it, a Chiron that he had or a Veyron? Which Bugatti did he have? You guys know? Was it a Chiron or a Vega? Because then that's anywhere from 3 million to 2 million to 3 million, right? So that right there is a significant chunk. So if we're not even including that, and they got 15 cars, yo, he might actually be worth. They might actually be worth 7 million. And this is probably just the brothers alone, because these are the total assets they got. So it's not even just Andrew Tate being worth $7 million if you take away the 3 million, or let's say 8 million if you take away the 2 million, right? This is Andrew Tate and Tristan Tate combined. They're not even worth. Oh my God, y'all got bamboozled. Oh, you Tater. See, oh my God. It is so easy for people to sell an image to you men. Y'all are desperate. Y'all got it. Hey, all of that $10 million right there is stolen assets from all of y'all pockets right there. All you men who are supporting them, that's your money right there. That's crazy, dog.
Got also seized 440,000 pounds in Bitcoin. For someone who has long claimed that he's a big shot in the crypto space, even selling his related expertise on his subscription website, the Tates only held about 20 Bitcoin between them.
Hey, listen, chat. I'm gonna tell you something. Chat. The moment they start selling courses on this crypto shit, it's already a saturated market. You're likely to lose, guaranteed. Don't buy it, all right? Because think about this. If they had the secret sauce, if they really had the edge, do you think they will be sharing that with you, with the masses? Do you honestly think that? No. So if it's too good to be true, just believe it. Okay. Think about it. The Tates, they're no strangers to running casinos. Okay, they're not strangers to that. All right. So listen, the house has the edge. Okay, on every bet they got it, because you know something that the average schmuck doesn't. Okay. So just think about that for a split second. All right.
The watches they used to brag about were also seized. The one pictured here, matching the Bugatti that Tate doesn't own, had a ridiculous $300,000 retail value on it.
Common Sense Skeptic says, did you see our crypto series? I got too busy with your Musk series, because your Musk series is crazy, dog. Your Elon Musk series are insane, because you went in on Elon Musk. And I'm not surprised to find Elon Musk at the center of this whole Andrew Tate thing, right? Because think about it. The whole Tucker Carlson Twitter thing, that's Elon's doing right there, right? So, yeah, it's funny. But, yeah, your roast on Elon was crazy, dog. Yeah, it's like when you look at a lot of his ideas, you could tell Elon Musk is like, he's more of a modern-day Thomas Edison than than an actual Nikola Tesla, right? Because a lot of people like to make that comparison. Like, oh yeah, he's an inventor and he's doing all these cool things with the Hyperloop and all that. It's like, bro, no, he's actually a tard. He's a tard man-child who doesn't even have control over his emotions, yet alone a goddamn company. Let's just be real. Let's just be real. Y'all gotta check that shit out, bro. His Musk debunk series are insane.
Then there's 84,000 pounds in investments, about 120,000 US, and 15 properties worth a collective 2 million pounds. And this probably includes the casino locations that they franchised from the mob. Tally it all up, and the brothers are worth maybe 5 mil apiece. Not bad for former brokies, but certainly not an empire worth bragging about, or selling tickets to get into. Especially now that they stand to lose it all through their upcoming trials.
And think about that. That makes so much sense. If they really had all this money to begin with, why sell a bunch of 19-year-old $7,000, $8,000 courses or war room memberships, right? Because you think about it. Who's the richest person I know? Let's look at a Warren Buffett, right? You look at a Warren Buffett, all right, he's rich. Does Warren need to sell courses to a bunch of young dudes and be on social media all the time? No, he doesn't care much for that, because he's got Berkshire Hathaway and a bunch of other investments that he can rely on, right? So you look at all these actual billionaires and how they don't need to be nickel and diming teenagers online. It just puts things into perspective, huh? It just kind of makes you think, like, why would a supposed multi-millionaire need to sell all these courses to a bunch of guys in their mid-20s? Like, why? Like, wouldn't he have all these bigger things to be worried about? Guys, I don't know. The more you look at this, the weirder it gets, bro. The weirdest guy. I can't wait. This is just part 2. I can't wait for part 3, bro. I can't wait for part 3. Part 2. What's part 3 gonna be about? Do we know what part 3 is gonna be about? Because like it seems like you got a lot of it, bro. Like what else could this guy be lying about? I'm actually excited to see because like, you never know with this guy, right? You never know with losers like Tate. And you know what? Again, what it goes to show you that the internet, it makes it so easy for people to come out here and lie and pretend to be something that they're not. And the Tate brothers, they managed to pull this shit off. Like I can't believe they did this. All right. If you want to talk about like the holy grail, the mecca of faking it till you make it, the Tate brothers, they hold the cake. Hands down. If you were to look at any other grifter in the red pill space or in the manosphere space, all right? If you could look at any other grifting person out there, okay, the Tate are it. You can't get any bigger than that, bro. They got Tucker Carlson fooled on their alleged wealth. Bruh. They got houses worth more than these guys. Jesus. Comment says, Captain says, part 3 is the self-snitching versus exact charges. Oh, I can't wait. Yeah, that's gonna be a video. Yeah, that's gonna definitely be a video. I can't wait. Yeah, because we gotta talk about this self-snitching, bro. That like that's gonna be a video because he can't help himself. He can't help himself. Again, like he's like a hush puppy, right? He's like a hush puppy. He's like some of these other internet guys who were at first relatively unknown, and all of a sudden because they felt the need to have to brag about what they have, they got a bunch of eyes on, and then it turns out they're probably doing some scamming, like Hush Puppy, right? A Nigerian that came out of nowhere, and he posted all his social media posts about how he just came from rags to riches. And what it proves is a lot of you people out there love a good sob story. That's what I'm starting to realize. Anybody can come up here and just say, I used to be broke, but now I'm a millionaire thanks to this program, all right? And you need to join this program because I got the secret sauce. It'll just be $19.99.99. And there'd be some bozos buying it too. A lot of y'all are just so desperate, bro. A guy can just come up here and sell you a deed to Francis Bridge, and you'd just be gung-ho. You'd be gung-ho to buy it, right? Thinking there's a bridge in France that is actually for sale. Come on, guys. Guys, we got to wake up. This is the reason why men are suffering, okay? Right here. These guys, they're not helping you. They're making you fail. All right, chat, let me know what you think because I would actually like to know, okay? Hey, first of all, were you shocked as I am to find out that Tate never actually owned these cars, right? Okay, maybe I'm not as shocked with the cars, but the yacht was definitely shocking because, like, the yacht, I never give it a second thought. I never give the yacht a second thought, but now you think about it, it's like, yeah, why hasn't he produced the yacht yet? Because I only saw it that one time. That's it, right? So that makes sense if it's that expensive, right? So that caught me off guard. But let me know, were you surprised at all that Tate was going to this great lengths for the fake it till you make it? All right, put a 2 in the chat. Or if you were not surprised and you thought, yeah, bro, someone like this, yeah, he's the type of guy, the exact type of guy to use the fake it till you make it method. I mean, just look at him and look at the crap that he's been putting out there, all right? You want to tell me that's not fake it till you make it? Y'all let me know, and I'm going to catch you guys on the next show because it's about to go crazy, all right? These Manosphere streets need some more reactions to be had, all right? So, guys, let me know. Don't forget to hit the like button. I'm going to catch you guys on the next show.